Appalachian sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in. Golden, golden, I'll follow only golden, 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 golden things. Mountain laurel high fives for miles in spring. Rainbow trout and a hummingbird wing. Golden, I'll follow only golden. Golden, golden things. Gold hair, gold rings, gold leaves, gold anything, golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things. Walk up the river by my son. Feet step over splinters of the moon. Golden, I'll follow only golden, 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 golden things. Gold birds, gold string, gold words, gold anything, golden, I'll follow only golden, 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 golden things. Golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things. Appalachian sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in. Golden, golden, I'll follow only golden, 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 golden things. Mountain laurel high fives for miles in spring. Rainbow trout and a hummingbird wing. Golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things. Gold hair, gold rings, gold leaves, gold anything, golden, I'll follow only golden.
And we're live. Hello, everybody. How are you all doing? How are you all doing? Saber, stop it! Every single time. This cat. Let's do a giveaway. Who would like a Christmas Kringle familiar He's my familiar, who is lightly used, but missing a front leg and half of his personality. He's a good boy. He is. Every single time, Saber, every single time. Honestly, I've been doing this for a year now. To blow off your love fibers at me. He's a good boy and I love him. My familiar. But every single time, just every single time, like every single time I'm trying to film or anything, he is here doing his thing. Wonky sound on your end possibly is just your end. Let me just quickly, I've turned off echo cancellation. I don't need echo cancellation. Should be good. Thank you very much. I have 2 of these and I also have 2 of the black one that I wore in my last video that I think, Esmeralda, it was you, said it was really confusing or something. Like the knit was not right, or raglan or something, whatever that means. Right. Hello, everybody. Hey, friends. Welcome to the channel. My name's Mike, a late identified autistic adult. Welcome to meet you. Hello, everybody. I hope you're all well and happy. The cats are acting like they need feeding. This is because I put kitten biscuits in the auto feeder. And yeah, it's the super cat feeder, the super chats, but we don't require super chats because what I do is I open the lid and scoop out the treats into a bowl. And all the cats have realized there's a tradition going on. So they're here. So how are you all? Now would be a good time to insert ads, says YouTube, but I'm going to say no because that's not what we do. We do the usual thing. Thanks everyone for confirming it all works. Jansen, hi Mike, good to meet you. I'm a late undiagnosed autistic adult. Welcome, Jansen. So you believe in the scientific method, don't you? The whole hypothesis. Sorry, I'm watching the cats down here. I need to get another camera. I will set up another angle. In fact, I don't know if you can hear it. That's Saber licking an empty bowl. Yeah, so we have a hypothesis and then we test and then we reproduce and blah, blah, blah. Peer diagnosis seems to be a thing amongst our community. Because I know it's broadly uncool to kind of like out people and go XYZ might be autistic or whatever. Look, I'm okay with the whole Aussie-dar thing, but I'm just saying like outing people cannot be cool because maybe they don't want to diagnose. Maybe you don't know what's going on in people's private lives. But I think it's fair to say that, Jansen, I think I'd be surprised if you don't get your autism cake soon. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We trust in science. So how is everybody? Let's just say hello to everyone. Who's new? Okay, so the power cable for my video light that I use during my videos, Saber is now trying to pull it down off the ceiling. There is a nail in one of the beams holding it all up. Don't. Naughty cat. He's got like 20 cats worth of naughty in him. He needs cat Jesus is what he needs. Stop it, Saber, no! It's yeah, man. Why can't you be like everybody else's cats? Huh? Why can't you be like everybody else's cats? Ellie Drew, I don't think I've seen your username before. Good morning to you. Chloe J, I've seen your username before. Hello. Hello, Helen. How are the kittens? Difficult life season we're hanging on. How are you doing, Mike? Shalom, I'm sorry to hear that. It's, I can't complain too much. It's not like bad, but yeah, it's quite stressful at the minute. In fact, I don't remember a winter time that hasn't been sort of stressful for one reason or another. You know, work, family, something like that. There's always something going on. In fact, I've made some kind of seasonal content. I don't know if seasonal content is the right thing to do. Because like, no one's going to want to watch the video in January. It's got like a Christmas tree in it. And in fact, we have an artificial Christmas tree. It's just in that room there. you want to see it? It was in the garage. It's got an old bird's nest in it. I was going to build it on the stream, but it's. Look, let me show you. Right, let me show you. Don't go. Just background. Look at this. This is a sparrow's nest, and look what they've used. A peacock feather. This feather has been selected by. I don't know what's happened to this spot, but there you go. Christmas tree. This is a metaphor for Christmas this year. Ugh. I'll put it here. Ah. Okay. We can just sort of. Okay. It's got a bird's nest in it. Here's some lights I prepared earlier. See? There we are. It's a bit shit, isn't it? But there we go. Right, maybe I should take the ending music off, because it's probably just to make everyone to leave. There are no little sparrows, sadly, and it's at the top of the garage where cats can't go. So cats is not the reason why there's a nest in it. It's nest residue. This feather was chosen by birds. How cool is that? Kaylin Parlow would be impressed. She likes birds. Right, talking of Kaylin, Love on the Spectrum Season 3. Is everyone excited? Is everybody thrilled? We're getting Love on the Spectrum Season 3 with Abby and Abby's mom. Well, actually, that's a bit gross. No. All right, bad thoughts. No. But obviously, wherever Abby goes, Abby's mum goes. It's not Abby's fault. Okay, so this is the tree. I'll move it more this way. Here you go. There you are. It's not very impressive, but the bird's nest is in situ. This is how it came from the garage. I'm afraid to tell you this, right? Oh, I've always wanted to do that. This is just messy. Like, it just it smells musty. So, this is the so look, I like Christmas decorations and things. I'm feeling really un-Christmassy this year. I can't even fake it for a YouTube video. I'm not saying my YouTube videos are fake, but I can't do the YouTuber Christmas. I'm trying. Can you all see my trying face? This isn't. I'm trying. So I got a hat. Oh, it won't fit over my autism brain. Oh, there we go. It makes my ears look really big. I mean, they are big, but like big. So I'm not feeling it, but we are going to have Christmas streams. The Christmas streams are happening. We're going to do Christmas. We're going to do them on Christmas Eve, so the 24th. In fact, that stream is going to be exactly the same as this, because it's in fortnight, isn't it? So it's going to be this stream will be a Christmas Eve stream, but then there will be Christmas Day streams as well. I'm going to do probably 2 longer streams on Christmas Day, and I'll space them out so that they will match Christmas. Insert suitable time period here, wherever you are in the world, because as we know, the sun never sets on the autistic house. The guest here in Thanksgiving is coming back for Christmas. Not feeling it. Yeah, I know, right? We should have Christmas Island on MC Creative Server. That's fine, Helen. Yes, do you know what? I'm down with that. We've not played Minecraft much in so long. This hat makes me look very, very old. Still. A bird's nest. No one else has a bird's nest in their tree. Oh, this thing. This thing here. It's so. I'm probably going to be alone in my cat's Christmas company. Expensive coffee. I'm afraid you're wrong about that, because if you have the time, you can be on the stream as well. We can, because I will be streaming at Christmas. There you go. What do you want, Emma? Oh, it's not Emma, it's Willow. Everybody. I'm sorry I called you Emma. Look, everyone, it's a tab cat. Look. It's Christmas cat. I know she looks grumpy, but she isn't. Maybe she is, actually. It's Willow, look. Look, everyone. It's Willow. Yeah, Willow, say, look, do a good face. There you go. It's better. You've got some crap in your eye there. Yeah, Willow. Yes. Willow is a lovely girl. Love Willow. Everybody's saying hello, Willow. You got hello from Hi Chinooka wants food and cuddles. Emphasis on the food. Helen says hi, Willow. Campus Guy says cat. He has done very well to identify you. Let's go down. Hi, beautiful Willow, says Stephane Art. Beautiful Willow. Yeah, she's very pretty. She's nice. She's a tab cat. I do like. I mean, they're all good, right? All animals are nice. Well, except for those ones that burrow in the eyeballs of African children. But generally, do you know what? I nearly got in trouble once. I was working at an aquarium, doing sort of public outreach stuff. So basically, marine info dumping, and I'm just telling some horrible stories about stuff under the sea. Like how things eat and how things hunt, and just I was being especially gross. And then I'm like, yada yada yada. All wildlife is good. Yeah, no, but we love wildlife, etc. Stephanie Alexandria has a willow. Right, there's a suspicious bit of Christmas tree in my drink, or a piece of something. I'm not happy with that. So I'm going to go and dump this and then come back with a can of something unsponsored, if that's okay. I will be right back. I'll leave the screen on. Let me know if something bad happens. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. There we go, enough of that. So, as I was saying, Willow's the boy, yes. Chloe J, amazing. Yeah. It needs to be clear and clarify when making broad statements often causes trouble. Yes, well, they need to be clear. Yeah, well, making broad statements. Yes, well. So this evening, I was at a family dinner, and I'm going to give you all a really good tip. I hope everyone listens really carefully, because this is very, very specific and niche. I said, I have to go because I have to go to work now. Bye, everyone. And everyone looked a bit weird, and then I left. Yes. Don't be specific about your work. Tell them you have an autism channel on YouTube. Actually, some of them know. Cookies, little ones are good. I went to Pets at Home to get them some cookie stuff. All right, so let me just quickly tell you what's going on in the corner of my eye over here. The fish tank with the fish. I don't know if I posted a video in the Discord yet. I might have done, I might not have done. I've had a very busy afternoon. I don't know, like it's all blowing into one for me. But Tosca is actually sitting on top. This fish tank is the cheapest fish tank you can get in Pets at Home, the pet shop. And it's got this little thin plastic lid. I don't even think it's more than 2 millimeters thick, Perspex. And Tosca's making it bend. In fact, Tosca's tail is probably in the water. And good luck with that. There's going to be an almighty disaster at some point where a cat enters a fish tank unexpectedly. Thank you, Andrew. So as I was saying, we need fish cam. I reckon I could get you fish cam. Is everyone cool with me just doing a little technical test here? Are you all good with that? Let me, it's complicated. Hang on. So, what are you doing this evening? I don't know. I'm just tuning into YouTube to watch a man typing on his phone. Because what I'm doing is, oopsie. Now, I'm on a PC, but if I was on a Mac, I could. Yes, you can do that. Ooh, Right. 1 second, please. Turn the microphone off. Let me back camera. Yes, you see where I'm going with this? And then we're going to join the stream. Right, 1 second, please. I know. Just give me a moment. I have to do something, Polly. And it doesn't involve feeding you right now. It means that, look, we've got company. We have people over. Nice people. They're not smelly or anything. Yeah, exactly. You don't have to worry. Because no one's... Yep. Yes. Right, okay. Right, okay. Oh shoot, what's going on? Let me just change this thing. Gordon Bennett. Right, that's nearly right. I was putting it on back to front. Sorry, everyone. Okay, right. Let's do that. Oh gosh, right, hang on. Right, okay. Nearly there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go... Okay. Nearly there, right. Oh, shush. Oh, wait. Right. How are we doing? Let's have a look. Let's see if this works. Come on in. There we go. That's the fish tank. Hang on. Okay, hopefully you saw the fish tank for like 1 second then, because it gone. Hang on. Okay, hang on. Right, that should be fine. Okay, I've got a fishy cam, but there's no fishy cam. What's happened to my fishy cam? Hang on. 1 second. Well, I hope you enjoyed that brief moment of fish cam, because I don't think it's going to get repeated. Because I was basically trying to join it as a guest, trying to join my stream. Right, okay, let's just continue as normal. I've got bits of... Oh, so nice to know that no one left when I was busy doing my thing. How are we all? Hey, Gemma, how is it going? Nice to see you. Okay, right, what I'm going to do is pretend that never happened, and we can continue. So, okay, 1 second. Sorry. So as I was saying, you can leave family engagements if we saw nothing. I think some of you may have seen a bit of fish tank, which was great. hopefully you can all see that. Anyway, so you can actually, leave family engagements by telling them that you have a live stream to do. That's what I was trying to say. That's basically it. So, the news then. The live streams, the timings will be going out very, very soon. I'll post them on the channel, and you'll see them on the live tab, hopefully in the next day or so. That's the news. That was the news. I saw tetras. Well, no, you didn't. You saw cherry barbs, which is basically the only fish in there. They're just cherry barbs. There's some sandy snails as well, for you snails out there. And there are a few shrimps. And that's it. About half a second. I'm glad it worked for half a second. It's still set up, by the way, like my phone and tripod. It's all set up, and it doesn't look that messy. It's all good. I don't even know how we got on the subject of fish. Oh, that was right. Talking too much and then saying the wrong thing, and then it's like, it was at a wildlife event, and I'm like, but all wildlife is lovely, as I've described how some of it eats. Some of it's really, really gross. Especially the echinoderms, the spiky skinned, the sea stars or starfish. They're gross how they eat. They're really, really gross. They can actually smell things through chemical receptors in their legs. Things like shellfish, scallops and mussels and things. And they sort of swim towards them, quite quick actually, as a starfish. And then when it does, it latches on, drills a little hole with its beak, and then it vomits its stomach through its mouth into its prey and dissolves it externally, and then sucks it all back in like a soup. There's a Mano shrimp in there, but there's also some little tiny colourful ones, and loads of plants. It's like a really heavily planted aquarium. It's just full of plants. It's basically just a green aquarium with red fish in it. That's kind of what you can really see from here. But we built it on a live stream. This is the cool thing, right? So that whole fish tank there, it's a live stream thing. Like we built that on a live stream. Start of the year sometime. February it was. Good morning, Pardlo. I can be more disgusting than that, Jenny. Just you wait till I get a Belissa sponsorship. Sorry. I'm being silly. I'm just being silly. I don't know what to say. I'm being very, very silly. So who's new to the channel? I can give you a very, very brief kind of introduction as to what we do here normally. When I'm not rushing back to boot up my PC, fight off some technical gremlins. Laura Havoc. Hello. Thank you. Plot twist. Mike finds one that's a mantis shrimp. Alteragan. Welcome. Oh, I've got more stories. The actual mantis shrimp one was really fun. There was a fish shop near where I used to live in Hampshire in England, South England. And they had this massive, it's a chain called Maidenhead Aquatics. I think they're still going. And it's a really good, high quality kind of fish shop. And they had like a service sort of sales counter with maybe like 3 or 4 sort of tills on it and places for the staff at the front to sit. And behind them, they had this huge marine tank. You know where this is going. And it's full of corals and all sorts of stuff. Like a big public aquarium. It's a huge display. And a mantis shrimp cracked the perspex, literally. And just there was water everywhere and everything died. In fact, not only did everything die, but they obviously had to shut as well. And then they went out of business because... Yeah. Destroyed. It's Maidenhead Aquatics. Destroyed by mantis shrimp. One mantis shrimp took down the entire aquatic shop. So, yes. Yeah, not funny. I actually got to see the tank and the crack, but it's just It's the staff that morning just rocked up and, coming to work and there's just water everywhere. There's the display's destroyed. All the corals are dead. Just like, to be fair, the corals are all dead, just like they are in reality as well. This is kind of something that I kind of am and are about because I love the marine environment. I nearly got to see a thresher shark yesterday. Obviously a dead one. But a thresher shark washed up on the beach. I live on the Isle of Man, which is in the middle of the Irish Sea, between England, Wales, Scotland and Ireland. And this shark washed up. And people wanted to know what it was. It was a thresher shark. I wanted to go out to it, but looking at the tides, it was probably washed away. It'll wash up on another beach later on in about 12 hours. So it'll wash up on somewhere else. But yeah, thresher shark, man. They're really cool. Incredible. It's a juvenile thresher shark. And they have massive tails that they use to stun their prey. They basically like whip, like Indiana Jones shark. Incredible things. Incredible to see. It's beautiful. You know, it's amazing shark. A 6-footer. Wow. That is a tiny tank, by the way, this one over here. It's tiny. It's like 20 litres. Something like that, maybe a bit more. But it is literally the cheapest tank in the shop. Basically, Nina always wanted one. Well, she's had tanks in the past, but not in the time we've been together. So it's like, I've had tanks in the past too, so why don't we get tanks? She's like, yeah, I'll get one for my birthday. So I bought her a tank for her birthday. And she's like, you have to have a tank as well. I'm like, no, I don't. But budget was all consumed. So I got this tiny, tiny tank. And it looks cool. But yeah, we set it up. It's like, what is it, 9 months old now? Yeah, thresher sharks are something else. I love them so much, just sharks in general. They're all cool. I see cat sharks a lot. But yeah, anyway, so in terms of special interests, I think I think recording beached marine megafauna is up there. I don't know. I mean, I mentioned it during my autism assessment, and I don't know. I mean, maybe they didn't. I saw notes being taken, and I don't know what it said. Enjoys measuring dead things. Sharks are really smelly, by the way, if you guys know that. Like, compared to like a dead whale, a shark is really minging. You can smell it like so far away. Expensive coffee, comically tragic, yeah, definitely. Being put out of business by mantis shrimp is about, yeah. So there is actually quite a lot of current running in there. There's an oversized filter. The filter that's in there is for a 60-litre tank. And yeah, they do. So they do these little circuits. But it's just a mana shrimp. It's just the see-through shrimp. Every fish and plant in my tank was all from the Amazon. I researched hardcore to make sure I probably won my autism cake then. Favorite sea creatures? Nudibranchs. Hands down. They look like they shouldn't exist. I saw last year a Christmas tree. It's a Christmas tree sea slug. And it looks like a Christmas tree on its back. Which is just incredible. But yeah. Like something else. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Mr. Gamers, what do you do with the beach marine life? Do you go out there and identify them? Yes. So I go, amongst a few others, there's a few of us on the island, and we identify the beach marine life. We take a lot of measurements from it. Literally tape measure, a ruler, that sort of thing. Count the teeth, for example, if it's a toothed animal. Measure various bits of it and make an estimate as to its age and cause of death. If anything's suspicious or it's something interesting, we had 3 risso last year. We had 3 rissos, dolphins, which are basically whales. They're huge. They're like the size of very small bus. You know, wash up one after another. And what we'll do is we'll call them in for a I can't say the word. It's a necroscopy. I can spell it in the chat. It's a necroscopy. I've done it. That last word I said, beginning with N, that one. Where what we do is a necroscopy is done usually on the things like stomach contents. Oh, that's Maisie. Must be Tea Fairy's back. But yeah, anyway, so we do that to find out the cause of death and things and to record. It's important to know. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's take a quick 2-minute break. So what we do on show by the way during live streams, this is probably the lowest energy live stream I've had in a while, but like literally we'll do a 2-minute break. The ads will play during the 2 minutes to avoid them going off at any other time. Can you guys hear Maisie barking? I will be back in 2 minutes. Use this time to grab a drink even. Grab a drink, hydrate, pop to the loo, that sort of thing. And we'll speed it up on the way back. 2 minutes, literally just two of them. Like 2 minutes. 120 seconds. Less than that now.
Appalachian sunrise, skin meets my even with my eyes still closed, even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it golden, only golden, I'll follow only golden, golden things, golden things. Mount Laurel high fives, miles in spring, rainbow trout and hummingbird wing, golden, I'll follow only golden, golden things, gold hair, gold rings, gold leaves, gold anything, golden, I'll follow only golden, golden things.
Sorry for the remix there. Sorry, apologies for the remix. So I'm using some new software. It's called Restream. Some of you may be familiar with it. It's not the best, I'll be honest. Sorry, Restream, but it was really, really useful when Claire and Thomas and Quinn and Pierre joined the stream. So that's what it was for originally, and I've kind of stuck with it for a bit. I'll probably go back straight to OBS like I did before. So, as we were saying, let's have a short conversation about autistic skill regression. Silence. You can hear a pin drop. Actually, that's not a pin dropping. That's the noise of the kettle being boiled. Thank God, I need a cup of tea. Actually, we have just run out. Nina's like, she's holding this box of Yorkshire tea. Oh, yes. It was fun. I could change the contrast. Okay, so we have this new echo vibe. So yeah. What are we talking about pet shops? Oh, right, yeah. So I just wanted to mention autistic skill regression. I just reading about it, some interesting stuff. Because I don't know, in the vibe of you've put a finger down here. Put a finger down if somebody's told you that you're acting more autistic or ADHD lately. Now, I found this super, super fascinating because even Nina, as TT Ferrier, said that to me, and she's right. And it's like, so why is that then? Why? What the fuck is going on? Like, when you think, especially, pre-YouTube, the usual things, by the way, if you look into this online, and not that deep, if you look into it online, go to Reddit, basically. or TikTok, or Instagram Reels or whatever, you'll see a lot of people talking about, oh, you're just sort of acting up, or it's a phase, or you're doing. I don't know about you, but like this phase of life should be buy a motorcycle. Do you know what I mean? But like, and I didn't really have social media. I didn't really use social media. Mostly like the fallout from Brexit, this big political issue in the British Isles, and the fallout from, well, obviously elections and politics and things, has meant that social media has become a lot less fun in the past sort of 10 years or so. Nina and I always joke that when we met, the world started to fall apart, really seemed to start to fall apart when we met. We feel like that's what's caused it, like some rupture in the space-time fissure. But, once you've gotten past the whole, hey, you're acting more autistic for attention, you're doing it for clout, well, yeah, I mean, I don't have social media. I'm not doing it for clout. I certainly don't want to tell people. I want to keep it to myself. Where does that come from? And going outside of interoception for a moment and thinking about like yourself and getting all in our heads, it's really, really interesting. I've read some neuroscience primers. I'm not a neuroscientist by any means. I'd love to speak to some, but like just some primers, okay? And essentially, and I paraphrase their entire science in just a few sentences. But basically, everything that we learn, everything that we do, comes under a context. That's how we recall things. So if you're trying to recall, for example, if I say to you all now, if you all listen for a second, and I say to you, it's an experiment. If I say to you this, I'm not going to do the hydrorising thing. I'm going to say, you think about last Christmas, the people around you last Christmas. What your brain has done is it's gone to Christmas, load records, other people, and then it's like load memories, and you kind of like load the memories like that, like, folder file and then sort of the data. I just thought, holy crap, this is really interesting. Because if all of your skills have come, basically your entire life, right, especially as late identified adult autistic person, everything you know, everything you've done, everything you do has come from a time of you acting as essentially a masked, broken neurotypical. But then you start going, okay, well, that isn't me. And you've essentially lost the context for all of your stuff. I really struggled with like even coding, like just simple scripts and things. I'm just like, I was just bollocksed. And this was after an autism diagnosis. Like, what the fuck? It's like some crazy kind of like internet hypnotism. Do you know what I mean? But no, seriously. Because I hadn't, this is going to sound like bollocks right now, but trust me for a video later on, okay? Because I'm just starting to put these ideas together myself. You guys are getting the part-baked baguette here as opposed to the proper sandwich. This is just the part-baked stuff. But essentially, I hadn't learned to code as an autistic person. I don't know if that's the right way to put it. Let me put it another way. I hadn't learned my work skills as an authentic autistic person. I'd learned them under a different context, and therefore it's harder for your brain to then recall those things. And that goes for everything in your life, basically. Like, holy shit, is that not the best explanation for autistic skill regression you could imagine? Because everything, could it be? And I am hot taking now. I'm going on, I'm going out on a branch now, moving away from evidence and more towards maybe, you know what I mean? This is very much just putting your finger in the air, or me doing that, not you guys. Could it be this is where the whole infantilization of autistic people comes from? Could it be? I don't know. There could be an angle there of, oh, look, autistic adult struggling with simple skills. Babies also struggle with simple skills. They must be like a baby. Could it be that? I don't know. I'm putting it out there. I'm just talking to neurodivergent people and also non-judgmental holistics on the channel as well. it's just like, could it be? Could it be? I think there's an element there. I mean, fortunately for me, a lot of my skill regression is at home. I'm on my own, or I'm with family members thinking I'm being a bit bumbly that day or something. It's not like, for me, I haven't been, it's not been critical, but I can imagine it. If you are a younger person under 20, maybe you're living with your parents, you could have problems there. You could have issues. But it's about learning new context anyway. So apologies to neuroscientists out there. Sorry for bastardizing your science, your entire world of academia in just a few simple sentences, for oversimplifying things. But I'm generally right along this line. Okay, this is where we're going, which is that you learn things, your experiences, your memories are filed under context. Your memories are filed under context. And if your context is, I'm a zebra, I'm a zebra, I'm a zebra, I'm a zebra. Oh, fuck, no, I'm not. I'm just a horse with black paint. Then you are relearning everything, knowing that you are a horse that had previously been painting itself, stripes on itself. You are not a zebra. Does that make sense? I need some really good allegories for this, but I'll think of them, because I'll sit down, and what I do is I sit down, I listen to music, and I type, and that's where. So this isn't that. This is live. This is just a conversation. Don't clip me. Not for live stream. I found diagnosis elevating and enlightening for a very dark period of mourning. Yeah, me too. Other way around, actually. I was doing a lot of mourning before diagnosis, mostly because I knew, I was like, holy shit. If I am making this easy for the psychologists, I'm gonna make this very easy for you. I even pocketed my, the Matchbox car that I made up into an Autism Speaks car, and I put puzzle pieces all over it. That was one of the cars I took in. I took in a Cybertruck as well. I've got some Matchbox cars. I don't know what to tell you. If you think that's weird, you're on the wrong channel. So I took in some Matchbox cars, and I should have pocketed some matches as well. The other thing, as we're going along this line, and it is based off my last YouTube video, and I haven't been super criticized yet for the whole, don't tell people what's in an autism assessment because they'll plan for it. I was accused of reverse engineering an autism assessment. It's like, would you go to a driving test and you haven't practiced the skills? You haven't, come on, fuck off now. Sometimes I forget my name, you know what I mean? It depends how much pressure you're under. So hopefully that makes some sense. Something to think about anyway. Little hot take from me. Where is it? I thought you were making it. Oh, shit! Where was she? One second, please. You guys won't believe what just happened. I won't tell you the full story. You know how cats like to go to the bathroom with you? Well, Tosca went to the bathroom with the tea fairy. She went in dry and came out wet. Nothing to do with the tea fairy. I should point that out. Well, not entirely nothing to do with the tea fairy. Oh, kittens learning the way of the world. Tosca's back half is wet. It's not my problem, basically. I'm working. Tea Fairy can deal with it. What would you want me to do? Stop the stream and rewash? No, she's not blue. I did put Toilet Duck in the loo this morning, but it's been flushed a few times since then, so. Oh. Excuse me, everybody. I am forlorn. She's just confused. Helen is basically what she is. She's just very confused. She's in the lounge, like. It's so funny. It's amusing. And Cookie has had children. Yes, you heard that right. We will do a peep show imminently because Cookie has had chicks. December chicks. How does that happen? Yeah, Cookie's got chicks. Cookie was a chick on this live stream. If you guys remember a peep show we did back in February, maybe March, maybe sometime around then. I did look, I couldn't find it. I was scrubbing about. Some of those streams are unlisted now, but if anyone wants to see them, I can relist them for you. They were kind of, I used to stream so much that my channel was just cluttered full of live streams. So I just kind of started just unlisting the older ones. But if you want to see them, they're still there. And yeah, Cookie is the chicken. Anyway, she fell in the loo. That had got very dyed blue water, and she came out blue and she was blue for months. And things were going really well, T Ferry, before you arrived. Things were excellent.
Why is there a bird's nest in the Christmas tree?
Don't ask why there's a bird's nest in the Christmas tree. It's irrelevant. Let's continue. So as we were saying, skill regression. Oh. So we have a peep show. It's Cookie, and Cookie the chicken has had chicks. Super rare for this time of year. It's not a thing. It's happened to us a few times in the past. We've had like winter chicks. It's awful. I mean, right now the winter is quite sort of mild, if that makes sense. T Ferry put Cookie and chicks into the garage during Storm Dara. We had a really big storm recently, like 90-mile-an-hour gusts, kind of. I don't know how many she's had. T Ferry knows. It's more than 2, less than 8, somewhere in that region. I didn't sort of want to bother Cookie too much. I don't like messing with mama hens once they've had babies, because they get a little bit. What's the word? Aggressive, feisty, protective. Cookie isn't, by the way. Cookie, I think, is one of the worst chicken moms you can possibly have. Jansen, you'll have Easter chicks. 100% there will be Easter chicks. That's pretty standard. We have a lot of birds out there. Touch wood, bird flu, etc. Hopefully we're all good. It's just a case of we're just waiting. 1 second, please. I hear drama. I should check. I won't break you. I'll just give me like a few seconds. Let me just. T Ferry playing YouTube videos. That's what we're hearing. T Ferry playing YouTube videos. Absolutely nothing to worry about. Except unlike you guys, her YouTube videos are not cool. They're all to do with chickens and roosts and animal noises. Expensive coffee. Yeah, that's a really good idea. The stream feels so chaotic today. Does it, Plutonium Lolly? Does it really? Does it? What gives you that idea? So Easter chicks and egg painting stream. Egg painting stream. That sounds pretty cool, actually. That's pretty fun. I like that. That's a cool idea. My hens just kind of accept that I will pick up their chicks whether they want me to or not. That's what T Ferry does. Yep, you're 100% right. Oh, except one thing, by the way, Homestead Gamer. Interesting name, by the way. I'm going to tell you this because I've noticed that baby boys that get handled a lot kind of turn into dickhead roosters later on because they're not afraid of you at all. Whereas like the roosters we've got they're all Brahma type breeds. So they're all big, fluffy, friendly giant things. You've seen them on the stream. Whereas when we've had other types of chicken, but we've kind of like hand raised them. We've literally had chicks like hand raised, and they've turned into assholes later on. And not so much the hens though. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a thing. Maybe it's not a thing. Could be. Who knows? Hey, Forest Nymph. Guess what? We're talking about assholes. Speaking of assholes, Saber, can you please leave the fish tank alone? Please. Would anybody like to win this? We need to do a giveaway for subs. Don't think it won't happen. No, it won't happen because he's my familiar. He's my baby. He is my baby cat. They're showing the dinosaur heritage by being fierce, yeah. Who's talking about eggs with puzzle pieces on them? Jansen, get out. What are you doing? Stop giving away Saber. No, he's lovely. But honestly, like, he's incredibly demanding. He's like super, super, super demanding. Sorry. I'll give you Tom instead. Oh. You're so quiet. Say something. Say something. It's imperceptible. Daytime, nighttime. Daytime, nighttime. Daytime, nighttime.
Daughter of Cookie.
You should not exist.
No.
You should not be here. Look at the gimbal head. It's got gimbal head. Look at that.
It's December.
Stable. Oh no, don't focus on my face. Focus on this face. Camera does not focus on the chicken. Stick 'em up, everybody. I'm robbing this place. Put all of your money in my guitar case. Nobody reach for that door. Stick 'em up, little baby. I'm robbing this. You know the Johnny Cash song?
Chilled as a mother.
She's really chill. This is actually the chillest chick I've ever seen in my life. Helly, why shouldn't be here? Because it's December.
And was it entirely unexpected?
Yeah, entirely. Chicken head. Look at that gimbal. Look at that gimbal head. Chicks are not often that gimbally. They're normally... Look at that. Can you see the head?
Cookie vanished
That's incredible.
and turned up.
Look at that. Look at your head. Chick. This is not normal. So, I mean, I'm not saying it's not normal. Okay, bell curve, etc., etc. It's not usual that a chick would have gimbal head. You know, it normally takes them a little while to get that kind of instinct.
The kittens haven't seen chicks before. Well, not really.
Look at that. Look at that stabilization. Gimbal head. That's your name. Okay, so someone suggested the name, it's Harriet, I think, calling them cookie crumbs on the Discord.
I have another form out there if you'd like them.
And no poo on my hands, Jansen. Name it Gimbal. Your name is Gimbal Head. Look at that. Oh, the gimbal head's not working now because it's cold. Let me just warm it again. Oh yeah, the cats have never seen. The chicks. The chicks.
The kittens haven't seen chicks since they
Yes.
were very tiny themselves.
Yeah, they haven't seen. Oh, they have seen them because they were on stream once. Look at that head.
But they were all tiny.
Look at Gimbal Head. That's amazing. I wish you guys could see this so close. Look at this. You're not doing it anymore. Do it again. Okay. One move, and the cat gets it.
Would you like me to take Chick away now?
Yes.
Yes.
We pat on the head.
Let's not.
We pat.
No.
We pat.
No. Chick wants mum now.
I need to quickly wash my hands. Okie dokie. How are we all doing? Are we all good? Are we all well? Gimbal on my tripod. Do you know, I'll be perfectly honest. I don't see the three that, other than, you know, obviously physical, there is a higher risk for them and things, arthritis, etc. for the three-legged cats. But I don't see them as three-legged cats. Julian, I do. I see Julian because he's got his one on the back missing. That's a bit harder for them to move about. It's actually safer for them because when they jump down, they can brace with two legs. But I don't really see Sabre as like a three. It's not. It's just hard for me. It's hard for me to explain. But like his disability isn't his defining feature for me. But it almost is for Julian. It's hard to explain. I come back to a gratuitous display of Chick. Absolutely. Tea Fairy wasn't amused. Well, she seemed amused. What's the Christmas tree looking sea creature called? Oh, Christmas tree sea slug. I will show you. Oh, hello. This is Anna, everybody. Anna. Everybody. Anna, everybody. Okay. All right. My goodness me, look. Look how big she is. She's getting too big for her booties. Look. Anna. Come on, man. You were on a video and you were on a thumbnail as well. No, you've been on 2 videos. Well, or lots of them if you include all the kittens. But like, you've been on many things and you were on a thumbnail. You were. Not many people clicked it. They think you're ugly. Okay. Christmas tree sea slug. I will find for you in 1 second. I found it, page 136. Here it is. No, this is not a good example of it. I'm sorry. No, I don't like that. This is not, I don't like these pictures. I actually think I have a better picture than this. Because that's not very Christmas tree. Like, these ones are not Christmas tree. The one I saw, which I have a photo of, is huge and really, really spirally. Jeffrey Pollen, aren't torties really naughty? Sabre. Right. Yeah, I didn't think that was the most impressive sea slug picture there, but I have a better one. Thanks. Kit Kat. Okay. So she's not ugly. She's not ugly. I think she's very pretty. And we have Toilet Tosca down here, who will not be being picked up. You have to forgive me for not offering to show her to you by picking her up. She might jump up here, but that's on her. Oh, Anna. Anna. I love you. You're my little gremlin. I love you. Okay. As I was saying. Oh, Layla P. You adopted a dog. Oh, congratulations. What kind of dog have you got? And cats, as long as they've got somewhere safe to go, like up onto something or whatever, usually okay. or like almost certainly okay. Like after a little while, they figure themselves out. Cats kind of rule the roost. I hate to tell you this, but they do. There's even videos. I'm putting my chocolate there. Don't touch it, Anna. Please don't put your mouth on it. Thank you. Don't touch it. You have no idea. Don't touch it. Right, Anna. There she is. A ghost tabby. Oh. Tabby some voids. Yeah. Anna's cool. Labrador and Doberman. He's basically a red fox. Oh, red fox lab. Sorry, Saber. I'm going to drop Anna on you. It's okay. Saber's a good uncle. He's a good cat uncle. Go down. Hydra's over here, by the way. She's just sleeping. And Tosca's playing with a catnip fish. What's going on? And 2 of Hydra's kittens are with Wendy, and 2 of Hydra's kittens are with Helen in the chat, for those of you that do not know. They are all in the community, which is great. My 8.5 stone dog is ruled by the cats. There you go, basically. Cats are kind of, I don't know what it is, but cats are kind of like, I'm the boss now. I have no idea how to do it. A monster behind the tree. Oh, right, yeah, of course. Oh, nearly forgot to tell you. Look. These hats. These caps. Check them out. Remember to, in lieu of an actual sponsor for the channel, I got a merch. The hat's cool. The hats are on the shopping tab. I think I need to bend that down a bit. But yeah, they're very, very stretchy. All the material is stretchy. Watch. See, it's all very, very stretchy. Like, look how big. Like, yeah, they're super, super stretchy. And you can be like, hey, I look like a surgeon. That's awful. No, don't wear them like that. But you could if you wanted to. You could be like, hey, what's up? What's up, young kids, etc. But yeah, different sizes, but this one's the large one, and I promise you it's big. I have big head. I find it really hard to get like scuba hoods that I like. And there we go. There we are. This is the hat. Do it like that. You can kind of see that way, sort of. Oh, you got right. Just a message there. Yes, I'm very well, thank you. No worries. Honestly, don't worry about it. Don't sweat. There's no pressure or obligation. I don't know. How do I best explain it to you? How do I best explain it? So autistic people, it is said, struggle to make and maintain friendships. It is said, and it quite possibly is just true. There's probably some truthful elements in there as well. And I think part of that comes down to the expectations. Like, I haven't played The Sims for like 20 years, but I played the original Sims. And I remember something stuck in my head about the original Sims. And it actually said to me, now this has definitely got to be it, right? The original Sims said, friendships are like plants or something like this. I might be completely wrong, but I'm broadly right because it really stuck out to me in that original game. It said, friendships are like plants and they all require sort of like water and time or something like that. Like, it was part of the tutorial and it's kind of explaining that your Sims social meter or something like that, or happy, whatever it is, they have to be regularly topped up. They have to keep seeing each other, and they have to keep doing the thing. And I think that's bullshit. So here's how it is with me and my friends, my IRL friends and things, right? Is if they don't hear from me, there is an assumption that they don't like me or I don't like them or something like that. It's very much like, okay, one of my friends, one of my ADHD friends, she's amazing. You might even see her on my channel at some point. I have a couple of ADHD friends that you might see on my channel at some point, to be fair. And she was, and we were having a conversation about sort of friendship because we meet up like once a year. That seems to be our cadence, is like once a year. And like, we can go months without like hearing from each other. But if I send her a message, I promise you, she reads it in like 10 seconds. She's stuck to her phone. Her phone is basically part of her anatomy. She is her phone. So if I ever need her or anything, and she's been a great support in the past, I can send her a message. She's immediately there. I know she's there, and she knows I'm there. I'm a bit shitter at replying, to be honest, and I do feel guilt about that sometimes. Because I was saying to Nina, hey, I've heard from so-and-so. And she'd be like, oh, did you reply? And I'm like, shit. Okay, so like some of this I think requires a little bit of forethought. You know, hey, I'm thinking of you. I made a video about this. Hey, I saw this and I'm thinking of you and I thought of you and blah, 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 blah. And I promise you I'll make content on it. But like, there's no sort of, in that friendship, there's no presumption of neediness or I'm not trying to say anyone's needy. I'm just saying. I'm trying to say that's actually kind of like ideal for me. Because it's just there. Harriet, I'm sorry, I've just saw your thing there. It should be an option for Autistic Sim where friendship meter doesn't go down during periods of non-contact and friendship meter goes up when you do a shared interest. That is what I'm saying. Thank you, Harriet, for putting 5 minutes of my waffling into one sentence beautifully. That is what I'm saying. Yeah, there should totally be like that sort of presumption. I mean, it sort of depends, right? Like if you've got like some regular thing or whatever, and you're sort of like blowing people off all the time, they might get concerned like about how you are or whatever. And it is true that it is true that most people don't give a shit. So if I can say Facebook. So I don't use Facebook, but I did. I have used Facebook a lot. And, you know, it does that thing where it's like, hey, it's so-and-so's birthday. Hey, it's so-and-so's birthday. Like every day it's someone's birthday. Actually, statistically, in a group of less than 30 people, it will always be someone's shared birthday in any one day. Another time. It's a paradox. It's weird. But like... I kind of thought, right, not out loud, but I sort of thought, hey, if I don't wish people a happy birthday, then that friendship is not sort of being maintained. And I've been off Facebook for over a year and no one gives a shit. No one has actually said to me, hey, Mike, what are you doing? What's up? I'm not trying to say I'm not interesting. And I'm not trying to say like I'm the center of the universe or whatever. What I am trying to say is hundreds of people, the majority neurotypical, and no one notices when you're not there, if that makes sense. But that doesn't mean that people don't care about you or you don't have friends. But I think it does in neurotypical land mean that you kind of slide away and eventually get forgotten. I think that is true. That rant was sponsored by Eagle Rider. Sorry, Rosetta. You're great. No, it wasn't about you or whatever. It's just what you said. It just made me think. Yeah. Forest Nymph, the amount of Nordics in this audience always amazes, especially Swedes. It's a jump scare, like every time someone understands my language. God Jewel, and what's the other one? Happy Lele Luafton. Happy Lele Luafton. And what Jansen said, and what other people have said. There's so many Nordic people in this chat.
Would you like some fresh tea? Do you like fresh tea?
What do you mean by got?
Okay.
The God Jewel. Yeah, there you go. Nina's full of Nordic blood. I'm not entirely sure it's all hers. Did I say that out loud again? So, as we were saying, so I apologize for the lack of festivities on this channel. I apologize for the lack of Christmas conversation. I watched Meg's video yesterday. She did a really good one about Christmas TikTok and the expectations of parents wanting parents mourning their lack of traditional Christmas with their kid. there was one video that made me laugh, and it's like the autism mom had prepared like a really lovely Christmas breakfast treat, and their kid just wanted what they always have. And it's like, oh no, this is terrible. And I'm like, fuck off. It's great. It's just, the kid's happy. Like what are your expectations? Like happiness is always expectations minus reality. Because by setting expectations very, very low on my channel, everyone's happy. Does that make sense? So yeah, I watched Meg's video. It's very good. It's very Christmassy. Feel free to watch it. That can be a vicarious Christmas from Autistic AF to you guys. But yeah, I did what? I watched that, and I thought, wow, some people. And then I went on TikTok and found some of those videos, and they're exactly like Meg said. But yeah, I mean, I get it. I can understand how you could be really disappointed that your child isn't doing the Christmas thing. But that is actually the main reason why people fucking hate Christmas, those that do. And that is that the Christmas that you see in a Disney film, it just isn't reality. We just don't have that reality. But it's also like, who the fuck wants that anyway? And I've had all of the Christmases. I've had the going away Christmas. I've had the staying at home Christmas. I've had the families, everything's been lovely Christmas. And I've had the holy shit, everything's awful and incredibly stressful and terrible Christmases. And yeah, it can be really, really stressful. And it's because everyone is trying to manage the expectations, happiness. Everyone was trying to maximize for happiness and optimize for happiness. But the funny thing is, Eagle Rider, you did not need to do that. That is completely unnecessary, especially after I've just gone off on one. That is really, really sweet. I bid you good day. May the Great Spirit bless you. Mad love to you all. Thank you so much. Eagle Rider is from the native community. Is that the right way to say it? I've never said that before. That form of words. I think it might be the wrong form of words. If so, apologies. Record yourself saying it, and I send it to you. I'll dump it in Discord if you feel like it. Just Anapetu Wast. Is it Wast or Wasti? Wakan Takan Kikion. That's great. I'm very grateful for Lack of Christmas in the stream. Thank you. Wendy, what are you talking about? Not only do we have Christmas, but we have, look at this. This is actual bird's nest. See? It's actual bird's nest. And, I shit you not, look at this. This is a peacock feather, or a piece of peacock feather, that was chosen by the birds, house sparrows, and then placed in the nest. Although they didn't put it in that position, I stuck it in there, but it was in the nest. I thought that was pretty cool. In fact, it's really interesting to see what material birds use in birds' nests. I find it fascinating. I have a bird's nest in a drawer. I don't know. Did I say that out loud to 100 people on the internet? Because it's like fascinating to look at and see what materials they use. Oh my God, I sound like a sado. Do we still have the bird's nest in the drawer? Do we not have the bird's nest in the drawer anymore? Bugger. But it's interesting to see what materials they use anyway, because like there'll be bits of like sheep, bits of wool. If the farm have got sheep, there's like farms. Because obviously it's an island and it's farming. Thank you very much for the after eights that I bought from Tesco's yesterday. Thank you. What? Sorry, what? I did. It was on the shelf for a while because it's just really interesting to see what they use. And you can also help out birds, by the way, birds nesting. So you can get like a... Okay. So you can put out like a bird feeder, but instead of putting bird food, you can like brush your cats and dogs and then put that in the bird feeder, and they use that. So sometimes the bird's nest actually contain bits of cat fur or bits of like dog fur. Does that make sense? So sometimes it's like, oh my goodness, there's some saber fluff in there. Not really, but you know what I mean. Like, It's and in my world, right? I'm not an ornithologist. I'm not that interested in birds. I'll be perfectly honest. But like, I'd much rather have a conversation about that than a conversation about work or so what do you do kind of conversations. I fucking hate that so much. I got told off once one Christmas. It was, a while back now. When somebody asked me, I don't know if it wasn't a Chamber of Commerce type thing, but it was like that. It was sort of like a sort of a pseudo posh event, and I'm sick of them. These are like networking events or business events where everybody sort of dresses up. It's all tuxedo thing. I just wore a suit, but whatever. And everyone is like, okay, so what do you do? Greetings, my name is so and so. What do you do? And I remember once I just said, I clean up cat shit for a living. In reference to working at an animal shelter as a volunteer, just like, because that's what defines you, obviously. Do you want to know what today's faux pas was? Do you want to know what today's faux pas is? Do you know why the live stream is like this? It's because I haven't thought and planned a live stream. So therefore, you're just going to get me talking to you. That's the live stream. So it's because we had a family dinner, which was nice, extended family, etc. And I asked for a cup of tea, and obviously, and that's not an unusual thing. I said, "Could I please have tea?" Oh no, we don't have breakfast. Yeah, they only had coffee. It's like, okay, cool, you've got coffee. Okay, great, no problem. I can also drink coffee. I'm like, do you have any oat milk? No. Well, do you have any soy milk? No. Do you have any coconut milk? No. Do you have any almond milk? No. Do you have any weirdo rice milk or anything? No. Did you have any I am now lactose intolerant. Do you have any vegan milk? Any sort of alternative milks? And they're like, no, we only have normal milk. And I'm like, what? You mean and I actually said, no. Do you have any milk that isn't titty juice? Is what I said. The looks I got. And I don't do it for attention, I promise you. I got YouTube for that now. This is, and I just the looks, I thought it was funny. I thought, this would be amusing because look, we've gone through a big long alliteration of all the possible milks that there are. And they don't have any, so I won't have it then. I had a Red Bull, is what I had. I had a Red Bull instead. So, do you have any? Well, I actually thought that was quite a poor show, really. Just have seriously, even lactose intolerant, folks, so many people, just have it'll cost less than $1 for a liter of really shit soy milk. The kind that tastes a bit watery and it sort of curdles in tea if you put it in hot tea too quickly, that sort of thing. But it's passable, it's good enough. I mean, my expectations are low. I find life is way happier when you just have low expectations and then you're just delighted by everything. Yeah, I said nut milk, Scott. I thought that would raise a tittle tattle, but it didn't. Yeah, Mike had a HR. Yeah, exactly. This is where I never go back to corporate office life. Jansen, I didn't really. Do you know what's really fucked up, Jansen? For me, realizing that I was autistic, but it's not just realizing I'm autistic. If it was just that and then let's just get on with our lives, this channel wouldn't exist. We wouldn't be here. You guys wouldn't be on YouTube right now. You'd be washing your hair. No, what makes it slightly different is you go, oh, for fuck's sake. I understand now. And when you actually have spent a fuck ton of time in autistic community circles and the reading and all that shit, you all understand all of this shit. You don't need me to reprise it. I'm just saying. I'm giving you the background. And then you go, oh, an open door policy isn't an open door policy. You lied to me when I joined. Oh, you didn't mean it. And you didn't want me, especially in software engineering, you didn't want me to point out something that was wrong. And now you're punishing me. I don't understand why you treat me like this. I'm doing my contracted job. What am I? I'm not going on the internet and like saying, "Hey, guess what? This company's software is shit." And no. I'm literally doing what I'm asked to do. Like, this isn't like sticking my nose in it. I'm not supposed to do that. Fuck me. Oh my God. What's going on? Even as an external consultant now, as an external contractor, where I am expected to say those things, I'm not expected to say it in a meeting. And I don't mean, I'm not trying to, this isn't like, quirky. I get people saying this shit to me. Or, by the way, I'm venting now. All this shit on fucking like my YouTube channel. Oh, you're doing it for internet clout. You're doing it for internet clout. No, I'm fucking not. When I nearly lost my business back, there's a couple of times, big times. One of them was after the housing crisis, and most of my customers were in the construction industry. And it's like, I am desperate for money. I couldn't afford a bag of fucking apples. Homestead Gamer, I'm really sorry about this. You might want to rewind. I couldn't afford a bag of fucking apples from Asda. I remember exactly where I was. I remember exactly what I was wearing. I remember the exact thing. And I remember putting a bag of fucking value apples away. And it's like, I'm in that position effectively because of traits. I don't know, hence autism, disability, blah, blah, blah. But no, seriously, I'm not doing it on purpose because like in 25 years, I can use it for some clout points and maybe the odd like thumbs up or something or 2 cents of ad revenue. That's what makes me fuming about it. Does that make sense? So it's like, but then these realizations only really happened after an autism / identification / diagnosis / oh shit, really? Eureka moment. And it just keeps coming like waves. I can only describe it like grief because it's like, you know, that grief is a waves thing. You get... Jennifer, welcome. Yeah, you get the waves and those waves get further and further apart, but they still happen. So I'm still having like a conversation and then like, shit. Yeah. I think that makes sense now. And it's not always the, oh shit, I was the victim. Oh, it was some arsehole neurotypical's fault. Which I would like to say it was, but you know, it's like shit. Fuck. Now, if I knew that there was a way, there was a tool here, there was a technique thing to figure it out, then I got obsessed with communication skills and social stuff and trying to learn. And went through a very long period of, oh, people are infantilizing me. Oh, right. The reason I'm being successful in this communication now is because I'm weird, and people go, "Oh, it's Mike. He did that thing." So I'm at the dive shop, and I'm getting my stuff, and someone comes up to me and says, "Hey, Mike, someone said a really good thing about you. They were super impressed." And I'm like, "What the fuck? What the fuck are you talking about? You're taking the piss, right?" He's like, "No. Someone was in an audience at a thing that I spoke at, and they're like, 'Oh, you're so refreshing.'" Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, because it wasn't. And it's like, okay, and you start to boil things down. And what you sort of realize is, and I don't present feminine, I don't think. But it's what I want to say is, it's like a manic pixie nerd boy thing that people seem to like. And that works for me for a little while. But it's literally just like a weird sort of, oh, you're cute. It's a weird kind of infantilization. And you go, oh, for fuck's sake. I thought I was getting better, and actually it isn't that at all. It's just I'm doing this thing now that other people are, okay. So yeah, it's weird angles. So, you know, I got past the kind of like a cute manic phase, and then I'm in version 3.0 now, which I think has got the bugs worked out. And I've got some tricks and tips now for managing things like charisma and stuff, which I talk about reasonably often. I break down myself to show on the internet. But you know what I mean. And I do think that if we talk about this stuff a little bit more, people begin to realize, so they'll kind of see it, you know, not just themselves, but like, so for example, a lot of my good, quote unquote, good traits. Oh, bloody old DJ, where were you a couple of hours ago? I could have done with just like a little bit of that oat milk. But yeah, like you begin to sort of break down these sort of stories, these waves, this whole diagnosis thing. And you're kind of getting like a preview, but like it's this weird. So Jansen, for example, you get pretty convinced that you're autistic, and the vast majority of people, I genuinely do mean this, by the way. I was read it the other day. My videos are hard to edit because I go on tangents, and then I realise that I haven't actually completed the first thought, and then I think, fuck it, I'll put it out there anyway. See if someone complains. And then I'm like, I'm so sorry, I should have edited that out. But if I cut out all of the tangents, there'll be nothing left. It'll only be like 2 minutes long. I was on like one of these fake disorder cringe type things. It wasn't that one, it was a different one. Reading. And I've now forgotten what I was going to say. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for wasting your time. I've just forgotten what I was thinking about. I'm trying to get it back. It's gone. I've lost it. Let's talk about oat milk. I'm sorry. So a disclosure. Let's talk. I'm now angry with myself for forgetting what it was that I was saying, and then I finished it. Do you guys ever feel like that? Yeah, oat milk's better. If you're going to do like a non-dairy milk, like oat milk is the closest to like dairy with the same sort of features of dairy. And then of course, like from an environmental perspective and whatever, blah, blah, it's one of the better ones. You know, like almond milk is not that great. Rice milk uses tons of water, that sort of thing. Oat milk is like great. And you can grow it like in our climate as well. Like farms and doing oats it grows in nearly anything. It's great. Like Scotland's full of oats. And we talk about Christmas charity bell ringers. Oh, I haven't seen one of them in ages. Oh, I haven't seen it in ages. Agent X, maybe a burnout from social. Nope. That's not the case. This now, so like the energy preservation thing. If it's like extended family thing or whatever, I just don't. I feel like an asshole right now. And if you happen to be in some way connected with me family-wise, and you happen to be watching this quietly and not typing anything, I see you lurking over there. I'm not putting that much effort in. Sounds bad, doesn't it? Does this sound bad? I hope this sounds bad. Because I know, hey, I've got a live stream later. I'll save my energy for that. And this sounds like a bad approach, but it's an energy allocation thing, which I can tell you, I never used to do. Before my autism diagnosis / identification, it's actually more diagnosis because of timeline. In my personal timeline, I think of it in terms of diagnosis because that was kind of the time when I started going, okay, so I'm like an iPhone 4S, which can only run away from a tether for about 2.5 hours. Gotcha. Okay. Well, fuck's sake, someone needs to replace my battery. Only holds like 60% of the original capacity, but all right, fine. That's what I've got. And then I work with what I've got, and I sort of try not to, as Pierre would say, spaff it up all over the wall. I try not to do that. I try to just allocate it. And it works out a lot better. Honestly, it's one of the reasons why this whole sort of like line about accommodating yourself when you find out you're an autistic person, is well, neurodivergent in general. Actually, this applies to everyone who's, I would say, neurodivergent, because essentially you're running with a slightly lower people battery power bank. Generally speaking, I'm being very generalized here. You could be multi-classing as a politician. I don't know, but in general. And another fucking pitfall is the authority thing, because authority figures, it's kind of like an innate thing. Like they expect to be in deference to, and if you're not giving off the deferential body language, you can make them angry. Oh boy. See American TSA agents as a really good example, but that wasn't the one I was thinking of. Bell ringers are like, your bell ringer thing. Here's the thing, right, Rosetta, right? That's Eagle Rider, for those that didn't know. Your bell ringers, right? You guys have like got that in the US as kind of like a European custom. And in Europe and the UK and everything, we've done away with them now. Like, pardon, we're not talking that bell ringer. We're talking like Catmageddon bell. Do you know the Catmageddon bell? That's the bell we're talking about. Just to maximize the hear ye nonsense. Yeah, police officers are a really good one. Because police officer training is effectively, and this is something that I know autistic charities are working on, actually. I also know that it is in the UK and has been a governmental initiative as well. Oh, the Catmageddon bell summons the cats, but it's a loud bell. If I ring it, you can hear it for like, I don't know, on a cold, still night, maybe a kilometer away. I don't know. Like, it's loud, you know? So, yeah, Jansen, the law and the police. Okay. So, yeah, I respect the law. And I'd respect a police person as much as anyone else, right? That's just a thing, okay? Like, you do the respect. By the way, these super chats, Angela, Van, Kat, thank you so much for that super chat. I appreciate that very, very much. Thank you very much. Catten Heat. Oh my God. Angela Van Catten Heat. That one. Well, thank you very much for that. We will do a Catmageddon on this stream. We have to. Please don't let me forget. We'll end with a Catmageddon. So we'll end with I'll set up my second camera, the one that's on the aquarium, which is just my phone, which I want back at some point. But whatever. Okay, I'm waffling. Look, basically, you just don't. A lot of the police sort of training and things relies on like neurotypical kind of behavior patterns, and you can upset them really easily, and that's not a wise thing to do. It's not a sensible thing to do. I'm not saying like, oh, you shouldn't fight against the man and the system, etc., etc. But like on a personal level, you really shouldn't. You should look after yourself and not sail too close to the wind. But you can do sometimes. Like teachers, I get in trouble with teachers, and they'd be like, "What the hell? I'm like a good student. Am I not turning up for school every day, and I'm not like super quiet, and I get on with my work? How am I pissing you off?" Do you know what I mean? The school one, Pete Warmby, author, autistic advocate, and former high school teacher, talks about it in his book. He literally talks about it in his book, and he talks about hunting out children that are just like quietly minding their own business. Maybe they are inside the building at break times, not allowed in the UK. Maybe they're just like hiding around a corner, just peacefully, just trying to. I hid in the toilets, and that was only when the toilets were accessible. When my son finished school, the toilets used to get locked. Holy shit! I don't know how I would have. I would have absconded school, like no question. Like if I couldn't, So like this is why these things kind of become super important and almost maybe hit an emotional nerve. But yeah, the Christmas thing. I don't know. I think it's an association with some like negative encounters or negative things that happen. And then you kind of start to associate that with all of Christmas, which is a real shame. I was a hall monitor, so I got to kick everyone else out. Hey, Helen, I became a prefect as well. So I was, in my GCSE years, I became a prefect and just wandered about. That was great. That was fine. Yeah, I was the same as you. So like, I just more responsibilities. Thank you. That's all I need. All I need is just to be able to just be where kids aren't. during the day. Agent X, I could have told you, you were a librarian. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just messing with you. But like, yeah, it's very difficult to question. The authority thing becomes super difficult. I try not to generalize on my channel. I'm super, oh God. Part of the reason my channel exists is because of generalization. I've seen content, some other content on YouTube and other places. YouTube is mostly good. So I'm not really, don't think I'm naming anyone. YouTube is mostly good. Which is like, oh, autistic people are like, or all autistic people, like, no, not at all. Like, part of the reason I never nearly went for a diagnosis, amongst other things, was the whole like, hey, I don't have like routines. What's going on? I do, as it happens, but I didn't recognize them as such. And other things. Oh, I'm not like that. I'm not like that. And it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. Like, it should be, more specific. But yes, I'm going to do an all autistic people thing now. Those last sentences were basically, I have some black friends, which I do actually. But like, that's not the point. Like an obvious authority figure. So like somebody wearing a police uniform. You can see it. You understand their powers. You understand the limitations, etc. Right? Whereas in just like, I'm going to just pick on an office space. Office spaces are really good for this sort of thing, where everybody kind of looks similar and you don't know who's ahead of you, who's less ahead of you, or who's more important than you. Or you might understand like, hey, it might be, a project that's like super important. Say, for example, everyone's working towards a certain project. That's the most important thing we have to get done. Okay, cool. Understand. But like that complex spiderweb, the organization chart, almost the unwritten organization chart, who's friends with the boss kind of thing. Yeah, I've trodden on that so many fucking times. I've been forgiven more times than I've actually had problems with. Like because I've been there as like, usually as a senior developer or as, when I worked for the NHS, that was as health level 7 contractor, because I understand the schema of messaging, the messaging schemas, I'm sorry, and how different systems in hospitals and third parties interact with each other. There are some systems I built, FYI, I'm super proud of it, but like, I kind of I didn't realize it, but I had more kind of social power than I realized. So I still treated myself very super introvertedly when I didn't even need to. But and consequently, when I upset people occasionally, it wasn't so much of a problem. But then going back in time, it was a huge problem, and I was super punished for it. So like, it's really bad. The imposter syndrome gets to me often. Helen, it gets to me too. Sometimes when I zone out and I'm talking to you guys, I think to myself, I'm not even autistic. What am I doing? Why have I done this? What have I been doing all year? Why am I leading these lovely people on? Yeah. Kick it in the ass. Kick imposter syndrome in the ass. I love Thor from Pirate Software's view on this. He's not talking about autism. He's just talking about imposter syndrome in general. But his suggestion is to essentially place a bet with your imposter syndrome and actually say, right, I'm going to do this, and then see if I'm right, or you're testing your imposter syndrome, if you will. Zetrink, nice to see you. Imposter, yeah. Imposter syndrome for Tourette's too. That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, like, it's yeah. Yeah. Last person I spoke to about imposter syndrome is like, this is why we need profound autism, because profound autism annoys me. The vast majority, since my IQ video, I've learned so much more. The vast majority of autistic people do not have, nothing wrong with learning disabilities. No shade being cast here. It's just a comorbidity or a co-occurrence, like connectivity issues, hypermobility, etc., etc. But like the vast majority do not have learning difficulties or intellectual difficulties. More than my video suggests, in fact. And yet people say so, and it's frustrating because it's like, hey, you're not autistic. So software engineers can't be autistic. I've had that one. What do you expect to get from it? Do you know what? Actually, that's a reasonable question. If somebody asks you, say for example, you're applying for an autism assessment, and they say, why are you doing that, or what do you expect to get from it? Even if they say it in a dismissive way, that's actually a good question. But the other ones that often come with it. And by the way, I didn't know how fucking common this would be until people are saying it. It's like, holy shit. I've seen this one on the internet. I guarantee you go for an autism assessment, and if you've been in this community for a little bit, you'll be like, you can't be autistic because, my old friend. I've seen this one before. I've seen this one on YouTube. It's so common. When I worked in retail it wasn't W. Smith's actually, it was Woolworths and Tesco. If something wasn't priced right, like for example, the price sticker wasn't printed right or was missing from an item, people go, and by the way, this happened like 10 times a day. It was constant. So it's free then. People go, no price. They'd be like, it's got no sticker. Is it free then? Every single time. And every single time people said it, they said it with a look on their face like they've said the funniest thing that you've never heard before. And you're going to laugh so hard because, that's great. Of course, it's free because it's got no sticker on it. Of course it's free, my friend. Take it away. Well, as a late identified autistic adult, you will hear certain things over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. I can tell you this for free, so to speak. That's a phrase. It's that since having my YouTube channel, I've started to say things to people because it's like, this will give me content. Is that bad of me? Am I an evil person? I'll be like, I had an autism diagnosis last year. And my brain's going, take notes, take notes, take notes, take notes. What are they going to say? What do they look like? What are they going to say? Take notes, take notes, take notes. It's great. I can't, and I'm really sorry. That's a weird experience. It's very, very niche. But it's a bit weird. It's weird, isn't it? It's weird. But yeah, I guess, a bit like a comedian, I guess. But you kind of like, you're going and record. Would I say it's a free thing? Yeah, I like mine too. But like, it's exactly the same feeling. It's like, no. Helen, it's research. Yeah, I'm kind of like, hey, this is my job now. So, did you know women can be autistic too? What? No. It's great. I'm sorry. It does help sometimes when you're a bit disassociated. This is not mental health advice. There is no thing advice. Don't get mental health advice from a guy on YouTube, FYI. But it does feel sometimes like you're just controlling. It feels like sometimes dialogue feels like you're playing Skyrim or Fallout or something. Other vendors are available. And one of the games where you pick a dialogue option. Yeah. An RPG where you have like 4 options and they've been pre-written for you by the writers of the game. And you pick one of the options. And there's usually a friendly, good one, the virtuous one. And then there's usually the snarky one. There's usually like a neutral option as well. And that's how I sometimes, I swear to you, sometimes I see that flipping thing in front of me when I'm talking to someone in real life. And I've got the options. I shit you not. And I always choose the funny one. But it's like, at this point, I don't care. I just don't know how to explain it. This is not a healthy way to be. I don't recommend it for you all. It depends where you are in your life, I guess. Like, I guess age-wise, it's an age thing. I just feel like just sort of, like putting like curling things in my hair. I'd hate that, actually. That would feel awful. I hate tugging at my hair. But I put like, in England, in the north of England, in the poverty-stricken north, in the 1950s, you had old women and they were tough as nails and none of them gave a shit about anything. That's how I feel, like that. I feel like a 1950s northerner female. She's had 20 children and her hair is in curlers, and she's wearing a pinny, and she's and she just drinks tea all day and gossips. I'm not saying I drink tea and gossip, but one of those two is true. And I feel like that. I feel like that now. But this is not a wise place to be when you are younger. Younger Mike, time traveling Mike, don't be like this. Don't do it. Unless you're from the future, in which case, how did it work out? How was it? Oh, yeah. Yeah, she had those 20 kids with no pain relief, nothing. Yeah. Maybe she popped one paracetamol and just got back on with the laundry. Do you know what I mean? Nora Batty! Great. Yes, exactly. I don't know who Hilda Ogden is, but the name Hilda is exactly what the sort of image that I'm hoping I have conveyed to you all. Why does the menu lie to me? I've chosen the polite option. But that's it. MB, policing training across the board, we know the ways in which autistic people can be targeted, abused, and have been sometimes tragically. And it's a horrible presumption about the way that people will behave. Even things like defiance can be registered in different ways. We all know, for example, that a common thing is that a police officer will say to you, for example, stop being rude, stop being angry, stop being... They're kind of like taking an assumption, a label, and applying it to you. It's a manipulative tactic. It's standard training, And that can be read really badly, I think, especially by perhaps autistic people. It's like, no, this is... often won't be registering the same emotion. I had a meltdown in a police station once. Story is on Patreon. Yep, you have to pay for it. But like, basically, like there's a lot of the time as well, like also from the other side of things is that the police won't take you seriously if you're not losing your shit. Sometimes, and losing your shit in the right way. And there's a certain, manipulators learn this. The people that max out these traits on their character creation sheet, do you remember that week before you're born when you were given a character creation sheet and you could put the points where you want it? Some people go straight for the dark side of charisma, the manipulative stuff. One thing police will do as well is they'll make mistakes. So, for example, they'll write down a statement and they'll intentionally fuck up in there. They'll give you the wrong name. And you will say, no, you got my name wrong. You should never talk to the police, by the way. Oh, you got my name wrong. That's wrong, right? That's wrong. And then they'll be like, okay, cool. And that's evidence that you have read and understood the document. They'll make the correction and then get you to sign it. These are tricks. This is how this, this is why you should always have a solicitor, lawyer, advocate, whatever. It's very important. Very, very important. And why like public defenders are so important. Even though they don't earn much, that's great. That's very important. Super important. And yeah. And I just think, I don't want to say it too much. I haven't made any content about this. But like talking about how autistic people can be vulnerable in certain ways. We can be vulnerable to certain types of manipulation. I don't really want to start pointing it out though. I don't know. I mean, maybe I might, but like not, yeah, like when a hacker identifies some new exploit, like they usually it depends. It goes to, say, for example, the organization that's been exploited and say, hey, this is what I've done. This is the problem. This is what you need to do. Yeah, it feels a little bit like that. I don't really want to talk too much about the vulnerabilities, how to exploit autistic people. It's not a good look. No, thank you very much. This is the only one of these mugs is available in the store. This mug's great. It's in my last YouTube video. If you want to see it up close, T flap flap, with Autistic AF on the inside. Whoop. Yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't. I'm still drinking the other tea, but I have another tea queued up. I believe the 3-drink thing is an ADHD thing. So it's so important that police get training, and in the UK, the government had previously, this is an acknowledged thing. This is an issue. It's not like a hidden thing. I mean, they know. And police forces are kind of getting training. But it breaks my heart when I see a police car covered in colourful puzzle pieces, because I know that Autism Speaks is not a reliable source, I'm afraid. So, for example, the nearly... Autism Speaks has been criticised for only focusing on children. So now they've put out some PR saying they also focus on adults and ageing too. That's nice for them. I bet those web pages cost an awful lot of money. And it just makes me, it's just so, yeah, it just makes me sick, because it's like, what kind of training have they had? The cops in the US with the Autism Speaks police car. What sort of training have they, like, holy shit. What's it? Hug Bloom? No, this is made by Plutonium Lolly and the, here we go, this one. Yeah, that one made it. Sorry, Plutonium, I called you that one. That's really horrible. I didn't mean to. That's the wrong words. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's great. So this is why, this is like a stretch goal of mine, would be to just push some communication in, but I wouldn't want to, I don't want to say speak over. That's a bit of a weird double-sworded phrase, double-edged phrase, but like push more in towards public services, just so, the autism understanding thing. And I would work with someone else on this, the charities and things, because it's not like a mic thing, mic'd AF thing. It's like it's just pretty sick that they have colourful public which means they talk to Autism Speaks, which means that they have a culture of adults that are irrelevant. We only want cute little children that are struggling. The whole thing just makes me feel sick. So here's a fun one for you. You might also enjoy this. So the frogs, the flying frogs, they're not frogs, they're toads. Someone mentioned this in my comments on YouTube, and they're right. They are. I knew they weren't frogs. Sorry, everyone. I should have. Anyone can say this, can't they? They can go, I knew that. I just didn't say anything. I know it sounds like bullshit, but actually I knew that they weren't frogs. I knew they were toads. I'm sorry. Anyway, the flying frog story, where you get that book and you have to, it's a picture book. I should probably buy it. Just, psychiatrists don't like you talking about it. In fact, it's not just psychiatrists. ADOS is a private company, by the way. That has, I don't want to say nothing to do with it. They've got clinical studies to show that their modules work, and their modules cost thousands and thousands of dollars, I think, per year. I think it's a subscription for the psychologist. So if you want to become a diagnostician, you might choose to pay a subscription fee, a license fee, to the company that make ADOS, the organization that make ADOS 2, and do that. I didn't have the ADOS 2 in my assessment, by the way. It was the Disco instead, created by Lorna Wing and co. A diagnostic interview. Bloom. So let me quickly say something to you all. I don't know if you knew this, but the ADOS 2 doesn't just have the frog story. Do you know what else they have? Who had the frog story in their assessment in this chat? Let us know in the comments. We won't come after you or anything. We'll just go, yay. Flying frogs for tea and tails, Freda, would require me to make up a story because it's just pictures. It's just beautiful artwork. It's just pictures. Holy shit. Should I get the picture and put it on the wall? That would be amazing. Anyway, sorry, I'm digressing. Okay, no ADOS in mine. I'm not saying it's a good thing. It could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. Apparently my online system will be ADOS informed. That's all right, Jansen. Jansen, you're going to love this. You're going to love this. You're going to love this, right? These aren't the ones from my assessment, but this one is. Look, I put googly eyes on it. There's googly eyes on lots of things in this house. Anyway, so I said I had the bait. Okay, cool. Please get the frog book. I want the frog book. How do you make it interesting? Wait, if I got the frog book for Tea and Tales, I would have to make up a story for you. So anyway, wait, hear me out. Right, everyone, I'm gonna reenact. Are you ready for this? I'm gonna reenact an autism assessment in a few seconds. I just need a cup of tea. Are you ready for a reenacted one? Okay, you ready? Are you ready? Okay, I went, these aren't the same ones. This is the same one. This one has been an assessment with me. This one hasn't. But I went, are you ready for this? Are you ready? Oh my God. I look so old in my chat. Oh my goodness. I'm just looking at myself. My lighting, guys, you need to know this, right? Like, I look older on the camera right now than I actually do IRL. I'm just seeing my preview window. That's awful. How do you guys watch this? Okay. All right. So I went like this, and I literally brought these. Okay. And I went, are you guys going to make me tell you a story about flying frogs or play with toys? Because I brought these cars with me just in case you didn't have them. But I didn't bring any matchboxes. They laughed. They thought it was funny. It wasn't these cars. This one wasn't there. This one was there. This one was there. Look, it's a Cybertruck. Look, it's because of my electric car thing background. Look. So I'm like, look, I brought these in case you needed them. Do you want me to play with them? I listen more than watch. Paul, it's been said I have a face for radio. So I wasn't fishing, Isabella, but thank you for that. So, because I'm like, do you want me to play with them? Do you want me to line them up for you? I kind of spoke over them, which might have actually been part of the result. But I'm like, do you want me to line them up for you? Or, yeah, it's a Hot Wheels Cybertruck. Yeah. A friend got me this. He's like, okay, look. I don't know. Can you do better than googly eyes on a Cybertruck, Judson? Take some Warhammer. So I was just saying, right? Yeah, it's legit Hot Wheels. It's actually Hot Wheels. It came from eBay, but like I came from a mate. I bought him a friend. There was another one. The actual one in my assessment is the actual one I put the puzzle pieces on. That was just an Easter egg for myself. No one knew that. Bye, Tea Fairy. Thank you very much for queuing up the tea. Right next to the tea here, I have an Anna and I have a Sabes. So, let me explain. Let me give you something fun. Are you all ready? Sorry for the waffle. I can't believe it's true. Now, you won't get this as an adult, but one of the techniques is a puzzle. Okay, it's kind of like a rubbery puzzle, but it's missing pieces, and the intention is to induce a meltdown. You know, I'd say induce meltdown. I might be over exaggerating there. The intention is to induce frustration. It's just to induce frustration and to observe. And what are you doing, Anna? It's just a towel. It's okay. What the fuck? The flying frog thing, by the way, is from a study of, I think it's, forgive me for misspeaking, I think it's 15-year-olds, like 11 to 15. I think it's children, but the flying frog thing is about children, 11 to 15-year-old. And psychiatrists get very upset. Under their license terms, they're not allowed to talk about this. I've signed fuck all. I can say what I want. with the exception of, I don't want to piss off all my patrons, but you know what I mean? I get like and YouTube. We do streams on Discord as well, because YouTube is YouTube. So I can't really say what I want, but minus those two things. I don't want to upset you guys too much. But yeah, you get the kids versions. Yeah, absolutely. And you'll often hear that module 4, module 2 are kind of optimized for adults or can be used for adults, whatever. Look, if you get these things in your assessment, don't worry. It's worryingly normal. Johnson, I asked, would you like them arranged by order of production? Size, weight, pick your soft traps. I can order them for you. I can line them up very well. I don't think you should refuse the frog test, actually. You can talk about it if you want to. It depends how much time you've got. I don't want to say I felt rushed during my assessment. I deliberately booked an autism only, not ADHD. It's a money thing, guys. And I have to, so autism only, and it was over 3 sessions. I wanted it thorough, but I wanted it autism. And it really sucks how it's all to do with money. Like, it's just a money thing. Holy shit, like, even if Autism Speaks had a fund and they just promised to give away half of their money to pay for assessments for people, and you just apply and give them a reason, and it's like a scholarship and they can help people that way, that would just be great, right? But fuck all. So don't, if you're listening to this and you're at all worried, please don't feel that way at all. Don't refuse it, but you can acknowledge, oh, I've heard about this. Autistic, I don't know, it's up to you what you want to do, but they said we are not going to 2 hours disco assessment. Harriet, yeah, that's good. Disco's great. So basically, you understand, clinically what makes somebody autistic. It does not use anything really from your lived experience. That's the elephant in the room. So in order to obtain views into that lived experience, you have to frustrate children to see how they act. Squeeze them. Do you know what I mean? I don't mean literally. I mean, like a tube of toothpaste. You squeeze it and the toothpaste comes out. You have to actually experiment on the children basically to figure out, are they autistic or not? With an adult, it's a little bit more complicated because adults know your shit. They know what you're up to. Do you know what I mean? So, but you need to have a way to assess people. It can't just be a case of going, I think you're autistic, or I think you might have bipolar or borderline personality. You know what I mean? It doesn't work like that. They have tools. And that tooling is validated against established groups of autistic people. So, for example, the flying frog story, that's based on don't repeat my words because I am wrong. I'm slightly out on my ages, but it's 11 to 15-year-olds. It is children, but it's older children. The frog story is an older child. And it's we ran the frog story on a group of children and, oh, look, the ones who struggled to create a creative story were autistic. The ones that just said, that is a frog on a lily pad and it flies over here and it does this. And you know what I mean? They're autistic and, oh, look, we are mostly right. So it kind of helps. There may be growling. There are animals here. So that is Flying Frog is a board game company. That's amazing. So basically, the disco was validated on, amongst others, adults too. So there we go. So my view is disco is better than ADOS, but it's much of a muchness really. If you meet the diagnostic criteria, you'd meet it. Does that all make sense? Have I waffled too much? Have I talked too much shit? Do I need to not make YouTube videos now because it's all, I don't know. Pass it on. So what is this flying frogs thing? In my assessment, I said I had Alexithymia and they asked me to explain what I meant. How did that go, Harriet? No, ADOS is, I forget what it's an acronym for, but it is. And it's the second version. and it's predominantly a US thing. I think I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. I think it's a predominantly US thing. I'm not saying it's only used in the US. Lots of UK places, Irish places, European places use ADOS as well. Oh gosh, that's funny. So I was 8, not under tables at this point. Chloe, autism diagnostic observation schedule. Yeah, there you go. Jansen, I'm not sure what about ADOS informed will take. It just means that they know about the ADOS. They're not going to make you do an ADOS test. I'm quite happy with the term ADOS informed. I think that's actually quite a good term. It means not ADOS, but like they're aware of it. Now, ADOS actually sell a module for adults, and I'm not sure what's in it. I want to find out what's in it. Man, if I had enough money, I would actually buy it. Like, I don't know if they would sell it to non-psychiatrists. Yeah, Neuro-affirmative is the best. 100%. In fact, here's one for you. This is an interesting way to explain it. If you're looking for a place to do an assessment, and online is completely fine, it makes no difference. It just means you have to bring your own tissues to cry into. Then basically you need to look for a place with experience with adults. They need evidence of experience with adults. Like 100, like otherwise you're going to get flying frogs and rubber puzzles with missing pieces. Potentially, like the risk increases. The further away you move from adults, experience with adults, and it's not, by the way, just the place you go, because each clinic will have multiple psychologists, psychiatrists. So it's kind of the individual person. So read their bio. Like maybe it will say, Dr. Anna, she's right there, has an autistic grandchild and regularly takes them to Autism Speaks charity events. That might be a psychiatrist to avoid. If you have, for example, Dr. Hydra, and Dr. Hydra has autistic children, or for example, is autistic themselves, or regularly does this, or writes for this or that, or is featured in this book or whatever, that sounds better. Just saying. There is a lot of accusation going on in the media at the minute about content creators helping people to game assessments. Did you know that? There was a Dispatches documentary on this very one topic. And it's basically our content creators and their communities learning how to game systems. That is not something that I've brought up, with the exception of the flying frogs. Then it's like flying frogs. What is this? Eagle Rider. My screen is full of Eagle Rider. I'm going to just skip over that for now. And sorry, Eagle Rider. It's not because I'm not being rude. I'm just trying to follow the thoughts, my train of thought on assessment. Yeah, that was right. So basically, if you've got, a psychiatrist or psychologist, clinical psychologist that's familiar with adults, then win. Neuro-affirmative, then win. And the problem with the word neuro-affirmative is it sounds like gender affirming, which is politically loaded. It's that whole kind of like quote unquote trans debate thing. It's not there yet. That isn't where we are. But quite possibly in the next year or two, it's going to become the new culture war, the word neuro-affirmative. But basically what neuro-affirmative means is it means strengths-based. It doesn't mean like all, hey, deficit this, deficit that, deficit this, deficit that. But yeah, it's just, this deficit thing. Yeah. In fact, so for example, with mine being neuro-affirmative, I'll give you an example of what that means. It means they're not writing to your GP on your behalf and telling them that you're autistic. I have had Hydra in as a client, as a patient, and blah, 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 Hydra is blah, 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 autism, this, blah, 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 and they're just doing it without you. Neuro-affirmative would be, here is your diagnosis stuff. Here's the paperwork. There you go. It's yours. Do with it what you want. Do you want that on your medical file? Up to you. That's what mine did. Mine is like, we are not going to write to your doctor. Unless you want us to, we'll do, but like, we're not gonna. We're going to give you the stuff, and then you decide what you want to do. Well, they address it to my GP and everything, but they gave me the letter, not the GP. That's neuro-affirmative. You've got processing time to think, is this what I want? Is this blah, blah, blah? Is this what? That's neuro-affirmative. It's not politics. It's just kindness and not treating people like they're sacks of shit. But Mike, if we cannot teach kids how to cheat on their autism assessments, how can we grow our neurodiverse army? I think you're joking, but someone actually said that to me recently on YouTube. Was it a YouTube comment or was it in a DM or something? Bloody hell. Like, it's like, you just want subscribers sort of things, so I'm basically like making autistic cats by teaching them how to wait 6 to 8 years or how to spend their money on assessments that they don't need. It's bonkers, really. Harriet, I had the choice whether I wanted to assess to my GP. There you go. That's great. That's what neuro-affirmative means. Neuro-affirmative is not necessarily, focusing on strengths as well. So we've got two sides of things. So the DSM criteria is written in a deficit-based way. It can also be written in a neuro-affirmative way. Like, the stuff that's in there is written really bad. You can be forgiven for looking through the DSM criteria and going, fucking hell, I've got cancer. And then the flip side of that is, I'm not saying it's not a disability. I am not saying autism is not a disability. I'm not saying a superpower. What I'm saying, though, is it's very deficit-based. It's very othering. It doesn't have to be. Have I waffled? If you go NHS assessment, that's a good question, Helen. Yeah, it would. I think it. Yeah, I think it would. I think it would, unless they refer it out to the private sector, which is what they do sometimes, to get the waiting lists down. So, for example, Psychiatry UK has been a long time partner of the NHS for this, and they often get that. They often. I think it's quite plausible that you get a private sector referral from the NHS for an adult autism assessment, and then no, it doesn't go on your file straight away, because they'll be like, "Do you want it on your file?" Where they'll empower you. That's the key switch. Now, if you end up having an assessment and you feel that the person is being too hard on you or whatever, that doesn't mean it's not neuro-affirmative. They're trying to figure it out. They're trying to figure you out. Give them permission to be your normal self. There you go. Women should never read baby books. It will help them for the pregnancy test. Exactly. You're teaching people that autistic traits, whether you have autism or some traits, are totally fine. Many people don't like autism traits being considered normal. Yeah, that's true, Harriet. Oh boy, I hear about it. I hear a lot of negative stuff. Most of it goes into my junk folders though, which is great. But yeah, that's basically it. Eagle Rider. I think most people don't understand how hard it is for poor rural states to get access to be able to afford it. I think people do get it, actually. Well, maybe not like the neurotypicals, quote unquote. Probably don't. But yeah, it's like a big. It's a bloody nightmare. And that's health services in general. Yet alone, autism, which is considered like an optional. Jansen, I warned my assessors I use jokes as smoke screen. So at least I'll be prepared for my comedy routine. Yeah, totally. Especially as a British guy, right? We do that. In fact, I think a lot of British neurotypicals just use things like there is the same style of banter, which I find ineffably boring. I love that they parodied it on the IT crowd. I love it. I love that they parodied it. We don't parody it enough. And it's like, I lose it whenever I hear everyone's a little autistic. Yeah. And in fact, when it was said to me, I believe it was always said in kindness, actually. Like, oh, don't worry, we're all a little bit autistic. Oh, we all get a headache sometimes. I think that is the general gist. You're right. If we find someone from another state or online willing to test, it's really covering medical expenses, cost of project income, possibly for. Interesting. That's another good one. Finding a psychiatrist as well. Say, for example, you're in a place where it's not that easy to get a place and you need to go online. In which case, the psychiatrist or psychologist, the exact one, not for the clinic, but the exact person, the diagnostician, you kind of need them. Or it depends, right? It depends what your purpose is. If you're looking for like validation or a sanity check, which is part of my decision, then you can kind of speak to any psychologist from around the world, someone from the US. But you really want someone, I'm speaking to Brits now, from the HPC register, or the other one with 4 letters. I'm sorry. This is why I edit my content. You want someone with a HPC registration number and or the other one. And like Ireland as well is different to like the UK. I had problems because of the Isle of Man, and it's like, we need to make sure the registration, the insurance, that was it. I had there was an insurance drama for me. It's like, is the insurance valid for the Isle of Man? When yeah. All of that bollocks. You never thought that would be a thing. Like, who'd ever thought that it's like, you get close to your actual assessment and everything, and then it's like, Mike, the receptionist sort of emailed me, or no, they didn't call, they emailed. And they're like, shit, we might have a problem. And it's like, God damn it. I can't remember if right now. I can check my notes. Believe me, I have notes. Whether I had to change my psychologist because of insurance and stuff. I had to get one whose insurance covered. I think Isle of Man was considered worldwide, coverage on their. Jesus, sorry, pardon me. I'm not trying to. I understand some people may be sensitive if I blaspheme, but believe you me, I was very frustrated. It's very frustrating. Like, let me tell you something. If you want a guaranteed meltdown in an autistic person, cancel their fucking formal assessment. Last minute, fucking cancel it. Do that. That should possibly be in the DSM-6 when it drops. Footnote. If in doubt, make a last-minute abrupt change to the scheduling of their assessment. Self-diagnosis is valid. There you go. So, that one letter that comes the day after the appointment to cancel it. It's awful, yeah. Like, acceptance, self-identification is valid. The key points of that is the understanding, the support, everything that comes along with that. The only thing I can liken it to, and I have zero experience of this, is of if I had gender dysphoria, or if I was born in the wrong body, or I felt like there are things about myself I would change, but like, how could I, like, say, fundamentally feel different to how I am, or how I look, or how I feel? And I'm not conflating, I am conflating, but not, you work with me, everyone, work with me. It's like, this is why self-identification, self-diagnosis has to be valid, because to not allow people those accommodations, it's not just as simple as putting on a pair of bloody Apple AirPods or Loops or something, or Flares. Other brands are available. Or Sony XM, whatever's. Or Bose Quiet Comfort QC, whatever's. Or whatever, right? It's like, it's more than that. It's like, yes, accommodation should be available to all, but then there is actually another level to it. It's like a existential thing. I'm looking forward to my autism cake, Mike. Wonder what flavor it is. Prime colours. It tastes of prime colours. It's baked by an autism mom. I'm really sorry, by the way. I'm not trying to be sexist in any way at all. But like, where are the autism dads? TOEFL, currently waiting to be diagnosed with gender dysphoria so I can actually start I can start to live my life. Looking like 7 years just for initial consultation. I'm so sorry. That's awful. I just like, that's just shit, dude. But if I can give you a tiny bit of comfort, I will if I can. It's only that like, I'm not in your shoes, but like, you're still young. That's like I'm trying to help you out here, dude. Get me the Moomin energy, because it's like you have the rest of your life ahead of you. You've got it. Like, but yeah, it's not acceptable that these appointments should be so fucking long away. It just isn't at all. And we're on the brink of a recession and it ain't going to get any better. Appointment-wise, GP-wise. Here in the USA, some states are banning all forms of gender-affirming care for youth, and the next president is thinking about making a federal ban. Oh, boy. Autism mom's the bane of my life. You're not special for loving an autistic child you made. TOEFL, I didn't say it very well. I'm struggling to formulate my words. Two-sided coin. It's just awful. Wait, like 7 years? Is there not? These appointments are not that long. Like, and you're not a young child. Like, I'm sorry. There's no words. I don't know what it's like. I have some ideas. My only direct empathy is the autism, in that I wished I'd learned earlier, and I don't mean that to diss anyone who was early diagnosed at all. I wished I'd learned earlier. I wish I could send myself a letter back, which gets checked by the time police to make sure I'm not giving away lottery numbers or anything. Just a few little things, a few little words to just go, hey, mate, listen. This is what's going to happen if you carry on like normal, and don't worry about it. You're okay. You'll be all right. Just don't worry. If I might, don't worry about wedding. Thank you for your kindness. See your quite experience. You too, TOEFL. Thanks for your kindness also. I want to explore this intersectionality also with autism and everything that isn't hetero-cis, right? Like, there is this hell of a crossover. And by the way, I will tell you all this. Essentially like parting, I had a call, my psychologist at the very end, a parting goodbye. I actually rushed them off the phone really fast. I was awful. I wasn't awful. I was like, thank you so much. This has changed my life, blah, 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 blah. I don't really feel anything. I actually said, what are people supposed to feel? Oh, relief. And I'm like, I don't feel anything. It's like, holy shit. Someone here laughs a stim. I have an inappropriate laughter issue I've been trying to understand. Hey, I mean, it is, maybe, I don't know. That sounds interesting. But the last thing I asked my psychologist, because it was like the final thing, like, hey, is there anything, like, basically like the one question you get to ask. And my one question was, why is there such a large intersectionality of LGBTQ with autism? And that threw, they were like, there is. We'll get back to you. And they did. They sent me some studies. They sent me some information. They were like, they actually said, that's a really good question. And it wasn't the question I think they were expecting to be asked. I had a Zoom call with a therapist for an hour afterwards. I'm like, where's the autism community? Where is it? I've been on social media and it doesn't look good out there. It doesn't. I've been on social media and it's not pretty. It's not pretty. It's not pretty. Someone in YouTube comments told me about a subreddit the other day. We're talking about it on Discord. It's got the word peep in it, as in little peeps, little chickens, and they are themed like that. And the people in there are so unkind and horrible. I'm sorry if you're a member, but what the fuck? It's a mess. And it's like, I certainly can. And I'm going to sort of explore that area a tiny bit, but only from a hey, this is super interesting and it's totally not understood. And yes, there's a high intersectionality. The Venn diagram, it's like you'd expect there to be like a little bit, but like, whoa, it's quite a big lot. Like, what's going on there? And mainstream media, there's a little bit of, I hate even talking about it as a headline, because you have to talk in headlines for mainstream media, is you have to, because people only read the headline pretty much, sorry, I just had a brain fart. I was going to tell you about ground news. Thank you for, yeah. Ground news are like, hey, do you want to like do something? It's like, yeah, cool. Or like what? Like, can you please give me like? I'm trying to get ground news to give me well, not me. I don't give a crap. It's not. I'm trying to be like, just get me some like 3-month off coupons, please. Like, so I just give and then maybe if people stay if they want to stay, I can just like try your service. So yeah, basically, it's just. How do I explain it? There's this intersectionality that I would like to understand a bit better, because as far as I know, it's just there, it's evident, it's real. But actually, it's like why? Why is it like that? Mapleson, it's this holistics more likely to conform to group expectations. Yes, that's true. That's absolutely the case. I can remove the het and cis bit from there and just say holistics 100% are more likely to conform to group expectations. Ember Green, formerly Ponderful, has a great video on trans-autistic overlap. I will watch it. I will 100% go and find it. Is it like 4 hours long? Because Evergreen's got some good content, and it's like, this is very, very long. Like, if I went to sleep at the start of an Ember Green video and woke up at the end, I would literally feel I would feel refreshed. Like, I'm not saying you just sleep through it. I'm just, what's it? Oh, guys, chill. Remember, misunderstanding, not malice. Misunderstanding, not malice is a rule. Otherwise, Hydra's litter tray awaits. Trust me, it stinks. Actually, do you know what? It doesn't stink because it's completely clean. Ember's long essays. Oh man, I mean, like 1.5 hours. Yeah, I look at that and I go, she's like, is Ember Green she? I would just refer his channel name. Ember Green's videos. I look at the time stat. Does anyone else look at the amount of time you see on a video? And it's like, does anyone else see like the timestamp and go, like maybe not? Like, what is the amount of time for a video? Because I only put in the amount of time on a video like that I feel that the video needs to be. But there is a meta at the minute on YouTube, which is longer content. The algorithm rewards longer content and punishes shorter content, which is really, really weird. Like, for example, if I do like a half-hour video and then I put out a 5-minute video, the 5-minute video will have a lower average view duration than the longer video. Obviously, it's much shorter. So YouTube goes, now wants to see it. And it's like, what? Yeah. Let's do a chill. Just chill. This chill time. Super chill time. Super chill. Super chill time. Work with me on this. I'm very distractible. I love long videos. Anything over an hour is a real problem. Is a real problem for me. Yeah, I like a nice long video. Oh, man. So like, I have a long video in the works. I've got 2 super long videos in the works. And it's like, I like videos that's been 30, 60 minutes. Hello, that's what YouTube likes. YouTube likes videos that are between 30 and 60 minutes. But that's like, I watched 8-hour breakdown of the Witcher series. I love the Witcher series, Laura. I might have actually watched that same breakdown. But that's because I put them on while I'm doing other things. So like an 8-hour breakdown. Sorry, excuse me. I'm just keep hiccuping. An 8-hour breakdown is like, that's just like a day, right? Like you could easily get through like even 2 of those in a day. But yeah, videos that are between 30 and 60 minutes. Okay. I just don't feel like I need my videos to be like longer. 20, 30 minutes is my ideal. Me too. I actually like that amount. That works for me really, really well because I can pay attention to it and I can put it on while doing something else. The Witcher board game. Is it the card game? Shit, what's the card game called? My brain is going. The Witcher card game. I like that game. What it's called? There's a Gwent. Thank you, Laura. You're amazing. Helen, you might be inspiring me to book that assessment. You are thinking of Gwent. I am thinking of Gwent. Thank you very much. So, my brain just, it's just you can all relate. That's why I'm going to ramble about some random things. Oh, I will put like a live stream on. I will watch other YouTubers' live streams. Or watch is probably sort of a stronger word. They exist in the same space that I'm in. That happens. I will leave a live stream running. You might occasionally see me in other YouTubers. They may be on, but it will be like I'll be doing the dishes or tidying up. It's a body doubling thing, basically. 20, 30 minutes is a good length. Yeah, I think so too. But like, if I made a long video, I don't know. I don't really want to like bust the topic out now because then it might just kill the work I've done. But like, I just, I don't know. I feel like if I talked slower, would you all watch it? Because if I talk slower, my 20-minute video could become a 30-minute video. If I talk like that, if I talk really slowly, I could possibly stretch it out and make it longer. You'd put it on double speed. Damn it. No. Oh, please. No, please don't. No, please. Work with me. What do I have to do? What do I have to do for you? What do you want? What do you all want from me? What do you want from me? 1.5x. I also do watch stuff in 1.5x. Yeah, that's my default speed. Same for audiobooks. Here, fun fact for you. Piano Velu's audiobook at nearly 2 times speed sounds about the same as normal speed. But that was mostly because obviously I was talking to him and I needed to read his book. Do what suits you best. By the way, if you watch a YouTube video at 2x speed, YouTube only accounts for half of the watch time. Like, say it's a 10-minute video and you watch the entire thing and you watch it at 1x speed, it's 10 minutes. If you watch a 10-minute video at 2x speed, it's only 5 minutes of watch time. You know that? Oh, YouTube has become a super special interest of mine. Like, super special interest of mine. Just add 10 minutes of pet footage, fishcam. I'm sorry. Is the pet footage at the end of the video all right, everyone? Like, now is the time. Like, let me know. Is it too much? Because I appreciate I've done gratuitous, like, pet footage at the end of the video. Because at the beginning of the videos, the first sort of 30 videos on the channel were all, this video is brought to you by insert pet here, right? Random pet, because there's lots of them. So like the pets are at the end of every video, with the exception of Northern Lights. The Northern Lights are at the end of one or possibly two of the videos. And Gibson. There's a catnip flavored collar. Okay. And Gibson is playing with it, but it's got like, obviously like a metal on it, a bit of bell and that sort of thing. And he's just rubbing it around the ground and it's really annoying. YouTube knew I was autistic before I did, Jansen. YouTube's actually, look, we bemoan YouTube a lot. Like certainly I do. I whinge about it all the time. Poor T Fairy. She has to hear it a lot. But it has connected us. So there is that. I love an update on the pets. Is cute. Thanks. Helen, I thought you'd appreciate it. Yes, you could put pet videos as nice pet ASMR. Oh, expensive coffee. I've done ASMR stuff at the end of a video. I did Willow purring and stuff, and people didn't like it. So I haven't anymore. But you're not making me feel stressed, Mike. Keep speaking with authentic style. I thank you. Appreciate that. You all like the pet footage. Okay. It won't always be like pets, but like, yeah, predominantly, especially because like it's winter now, right? I wanted to film outside at the weekend, but we had a big storm. Like, so there were trees down everywhere. Nobody died on the island, but people have died in the storm, sadly. It's horrible. Kathy, YouTube's been showing me these videos like this 10 times. You might be autistic. Okay. I'm going to poll you all again, if that's okay, if you don't mind, while I've got you here. Seems rude not to. What sort of content would you like to see from me? There are a few types of content that I make. There's the debunking stuff, which is a little heavy. Lots of scientific research, lots of debunking. Think autism reversal twin study. You could also include in that the whole healthy gamer GG Dr. K thing. So that topic. Then we've got the mic in a tree type of thing as well. So we've got the outdoor stuff. Do you want to see a bit more? It's not really vlog style, but it's outdoors. It's a bit more. One is a bit more research heavy. One's a little bit more filming heavy. It makes no difference to me. It's a poll, but it's kind of like it's a verbal poll. So the debunking, science heavy, the filming, as in like quality film heavy. You should see what my camera looks like now. It's got so much shit on it. Like I've been like slowly building it up. So like, is that? Do you like the memes and the fun stuff, the more lighthearted stuff? Which I'm trying to like blend in, so it's not all terrible. You may notice I haven't yet made a video about the autistic children being thrown in padded cells in a school in the UK. There's only so much shit I can deal with. I haven't watched John Wick yet because the dog dies, right? This is a problem for me. And then there's the tips and advice stuff. So there's the stuff about a topic. So for example, I did a dyspraxia one. I've done one on all sorts of stuff, alexithymia video, blah, 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 blah. So what would you like? Would you like the debunking one, which is research heavy, the topic one, which is science communication, which is also research heavy? I don't care. It's the same amount of time for each video. Memes, which is like super easy for me because I just go into the Feral Memes channel on the Discord and giggle at it. but it's not like it's still going to happen even if you hated it. And then if look, when sorry, it's so convenient. Meg does it as well. It's so convenient to go onto my Discord and open up Feral Memes, and it's like it's all there. You've all done the work. Thank you very much. That one or debunking. Memes debunking, variety's good. Okay. Topic one. I like variety, I want it all. Oh my God, doesn't help me. All of them. Variety's good. The topic one. Can I see autistic content relevant so for the year, like a parody pretentious perfume ad for cats? Yeah. That makes you stuff. I usually do one-time video. Trust me, I can't just do one-time video. It's all autism, okay? This channel is Autistic AF. We talk about autism, neurodiversity stuff, but it's predominantly autism. I think like autism is going to get mentioned. People complain. The last few videos, it's been really funny. People have complained that I talk about autism too much. And I've literally like people complain that I'm talking about autism. And then the response is hilarious. Someone replied saying, you've come to a channel that talks about autism. Like, what specifically is the problem? And it's like, oh my God, that's funny. Thank you for saying it. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate the support. I mean, it's great. But like, let me know. Science heavy, but combination is best. Work stuff helpful. Yeah, I do have employment stuff. I'll put it out there right now. This is an area that I can help everyone with. I'm super knowledgeable about it because I've had to attend hundreds of interviews. I've attended hundreds of interviews, hundreds and hundreds of them. Like I've been working, going out on a lunch break to an interview, coming back, all that sort of stuff. I've done a lot of job interviews to kind of learn the pattern. I reckon I can make some YouTube content there that will apply even outside of the autism space. The reason I haven't yet is because I've held off on making a really good video. I'll give you another example, pets. So it's called human replacement or person replacement. I don't have Saber because I'm replacing him with another human. I don't want Mini-Me sitting on my fucking chair like that. No, stop it. But look, I haven't done a pets video yet. It's right up there. It's ready for doing. I was sort of waiting till I got better at doing YouTube before I made the pet video. Or which will be soon, by the way. It might even be the next one. Like it's going to be soon. And also the employment stuff is more than one video. It's a series of videos. I was thinking about, don't freak out when I say this. I was thinking about making a course for the employment stuff. Hang on. No one freak out. No charge. There you go. Yeah, because what the fuck? Yeah, I need to make a living, but also, holy shit. If people are needing help with finding work, what the fuck? Do you know? Just like, you know what I mean? Oh yes, let's do a course called helping autistic people go into jobs and charge $500 for it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm taking the piss. But no, seriously, it is actually not really a topic that can be done as a video. I suppose it can, but it's a bit weird of a standout. There's almost 3 or 4 videos there, possibly even more. And also some of those videos don't need to be 30 minutes long. They can be 5 minutes long. And I think the only way that can be done is as a course. If there's a charge, it'll be like a few dollars. Like it'll be the minimum required to put that out there as a continuous series, all at the same time, all released at the same time, a continuous series, but not a skill share because there's a fee, you have to pay like a skill share thing, but like literally done as is what I'm saying making sense? I can't put out 10 videos on YouTube about the various topics that are important. I mean, I can do that, but I will have to make them like YouTube videos and you'll all be bored because it's not 6 hours of content. It's like 3 hours of content. There you go. So that is on my list to come out. And I think I can do a really good job on that one. We watch Autistic Streets, the other man who can create a society and employ each other. I think like we can all do stuff. Part of your comment has been asterisked out. I'm not sure why that is. You can say Isle of Man in the comments. It's perfectly allowable. I don't know why it's being blurred out. I want to say, yeah, it's fudge. I'm reading back in the comments now. I have creative. I'm new to the Minecraft server. Woo! Is it strange? Unless you're asking for creative. I added you creative earlier, didn't I? I added Michael earlier. I believe you're the same person. I might be wrong. But let me know. Oh, you're asking for creative. Yes, you certainly can have creative, William. Nice to meet you. Let me be on. Oh, right, okay. So either Helen has to do it now. I'm really, really sorry, Helen. But Helen's part of the stream. Or, William, if you can just be on the server later, because you have to actually be on for an admin to then assign you creative. But yes, you can. Put your username into the chat for Minecraft. Oh, I'm right boy 995. Yes, you can. Yeah. I'll make a note. I literally just typed it into Google so that it's in my internet history so that I can then go and get it. Okay. When you debunk stuff, you do it well, but you need to like myself too. I agree with you, Helen. I agree with you. The padded cell thing in the school that they're throwing the kids into, they're basically their version of ISO. Look, I'm not saying that such quote unquote facilities don't need to exist. We need quiet spaces. We need places which make it possibly self-harm. Like I sound like I'm defending it now. I'm not. I'm just trying to say that the culture there, they had USB sticks, for Christ's sake. Like, it's part of my language. I do not mean to offend. I'm just saying, like, for those that don't know, autistic and other neurodiverse and learning disabilities, young students, we're talking about like an early school. I don't know what it is in American. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do freedom units here. Junior high. Oh, I don't know. Am I saying it right? I probably am. I'm probably way young kids, like 10, 12-year-old, whatever. They're being like being literally rugby tackled into this tiny little room. It's like a Harry Potter cupboard, padded cupboard. A little slit on the door so you can see out. Well, the teachers can see out or in. And they had CCTV in there. So it's all been filmed. And all of the footage is on USB sticks, which were just left in a drawer and found years later. And it's come out now. But it's so... They had no toilet or food, Harriet. Some of them were sick in there. Some of them were bleeding. Some of them were self-harming. Apologies, content warning, etc. This is my point here is what the fuck? Yes, it deserves an investigation. Could I just quickly... could I change your attention from the poor abused children to me instead for a second? Because it's like... that sounds so narcissistic. Because in terms of like content creation and in terms of the work that I'm doing on the channel is that I've done like negative. It's all feeling a little bit like the wading through treacle. Some of this stuff is awful. And it's not fiction. It's not like watching like a season of a film on Netflix and then making a YouTube breakdown video about it or whatever, and it's all awful because it's Game of Thrones and it's like rape and incest and horrible stuff, content warning. Sorry everyone, I've done that the wrong way around, haven't I? But it's not like fiction, it's like all this stuff is real. So it's just hard. And I appreciate that as an autistic person, I should have zero empathy and it should just be letters to me. I should just not be able to you know, realize that anything outside of my own mind exists, you know. And so like I can do those, and this sort of stuff I think is an important thing to say. But like whew, what Helen said. Okay, I'm finding it slightly interesting that you're like basically just carry on doing the same cadences currently. Okay, fine. Okay, no problem. Thank you, everyone. That is helpful to know. Like genuinely, I'm not being sarcastic. That is helpful to know. Okay. You don't just want it to be a memes channel then. Damn it. You don't just want memes and humor. Damn it, everyone. You want me to actually do some work. B, crikey, just got into my skating. This seems a bit deep. No. This is literally me asking the community here on the live stream what type of content you would like to see me make. And I gave a unfortunately deep story that I have not covered on my channel, not even on Patreon. And the reason why. I will make sort of timed content, as in like, oh, this has happened, I'll make content about that. But, you know, the other stuff requires some work, you know, and like not libeling anyone. Like my Autism Speaks stuff, it's all true. You know that. Like they could sue me, but like everything I've said is true. And, you know, like, like what the fuck? Friday, yeah, trust me, Fredo, I certainly will. My point is the Judge Rottenberg Center, yeah, I've covered them. They are still not going to be uncovered. They're still being covered. The JFK Junior stuff I did. FYI, by the way, I don't know if you guys know this, but a load of people just unsubscribed from that video. And every single day, people are emailing me anti-vax stuff. I made a video specifically about, and I tried not to trip YouTube up this time, medical misinformation, and I knew it would be a hot topic. And I'm not being political. Look, guys. I when I was at university, I was a young conservative. I thought, oh, that looks like a group I could join. Hard work and pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm a poor student and I'm trying to better myself. That's what I should do. Yes, that's like a Republican for you guys. Yeah. I was delivering Liberal Democrat leaflets by the end of the 3 years. But my point is I'm not trying to be political here. This is not politics. It's, autism is not political. It doesn't matter. You can be an autistic fascist, like a mustache. You can have a mustache and be a very kindly, considerate, humble person. And you can also be a fascist with a mustache. Autism is like a mustache, is what I'm trying to say to you all. And it doesn't matter what gender you are, you can have a mustache. Just rock that mustache. You know where I'm going with it. It's not a political thing. Wasn't trying to do politics. But Helen, I'm very, very sorry to ask you this. William Miller's on the server. If you're able to give him creative, that'd be amazing. If not, William, you're going to have to wait. And it might be hours. But enjoy the server. Just explore. For those who don't know, we have a creative Minecraft server and we are going to stream it again. You know what I mean? Like, it hasn't gone away. It's getting bigger. It's incredible. It's a Minecraft Earth type world. I don't want to add up how many hours worth of work. Thanks, Helen. I don't want to add up the amount of hours of work that have gone in collectively to the Minecraft server, which you can join from everything. Like, that's the whole point. Like, this server is like, you can join it from everything. It's Java and Bedrock. Actually, it's Java at the underneath. But you can, actually, it's not actually. It's Bedrock underneath with a Java layer. It's using Floodgate geyser. My point is, I'm waffling. But anyone can play it. Anyone can play. Oh my God, there's so many rules you need to follow in this community. Isabella, it's very, very simple. Our rules, we shall reestablish. I haven't played the rules title for so long. But basically, assume misunderstanding rather than malice. If you need to take, generally, this isn't a written rule, but like, if you need to take time out because things are intense, sometimes the topics we talk about are difficult topics. And I mean, fucking hell, Bluey. Has anyone watched Bluey? Bluey talks about difficult topics. There are children in my extended family. And I'm like, what's this? It's Bluey. And the parents say to me, yeah, Mike, you should see Bluey's. I'm like, what's Bluey? I know what Bluey is. I grew up with Transformers and Power Rangers. Well, Power Rangers like later on. But like, and Pokemon, was starting to become a thing. But I grew up with like Bluey. And it's like, this episode is talking about like, I think it was like miscarriage or infertility or something. And I'm like, oh my fucking God, I'm so uncomfortable right now. As a responsible adult of these little children, the topic on the television is not what I expected. And where I'm going with this is, even Bluey, actually, do you know what? God bless Bluey. I think that's the most amazing, wonderful cartoon. I didn't know what it was a year ago. I have watched Bluey. I first was introduced to it by some children who were watching Bluey after school. And some of the concepts in Bluey are, you're kidding me, right? One of my special interests, I say it so daftly, but I have been involved in grid scale energy planning. I would love to waffle to you all about that. It really interests me. I really like energy infrastructure. Okay, there, I've said it. And where am I going with this? I forgot. I just brought it up. No, there's a reason for it, and I forgot what the reason is. But yeah, basically the oh, that was right. Bluey, episode 1. They're taking the piss out of electric cars, and I was sold. I'm sorry. I just thought it was the most funny, self-aware, critical thing, and it was brilliant. In fact, Bluey is almost like a sort of, it's a bit South Park like, in that it's kind of aware of the real world, if that makes sense, in a way that other shows and not so much. And holy shit, Scooby-Doo, love Scooby-Doo. But yeah, anyway, Bluey. My point is, right, my channel is made for adults. You may or may not be aware. My live streams are not so controlled. There is no edit button. This is going out live. In fact, not only that, but I reduced the latency so that this is going out as live as possible. I think you are all about 1 second behind in reality. And once it's said, it's done. You know what I mean? And that's why I need you all to get that. So we might have topics that are not, but we make places for them and we do things at the right time. So, I'm getting a bit tired, so I'm not going to start talking about politics right now. There you go. But yeah, Bluey, holy shit. Like, I was surprised at such topics with children. I don't think Bluey's done an episode about autism, though. I would have known if they did. It would it would be quite apparent. There'd be a lot of talk about it online. But Sesame Street has an autistic character, and Thomas Tank Engine has an autistic train. Playtime, probably yes. I'm thinking Playbus with the Welsh parrot. Some of you may not understand what I'm saying. You probably don't. When I grew up as a kid, the first 10, 11 years of my life were spent in Germany. So I have German language content that I didn't really understand. And I had one channel of British TV. So, that was kind of obscure. Timmy Mallet was a thing. Anyone remembers Timmy Mallet? Oh, thanks, Helen. You're a star. Thank you. But yeah, so much love for Bluey. I should put a poll on YouTube and ask. So many people, by the way, YouTube community posts are like OP. Like if I post a community post, like hundreds of people will see it like so quickly. Why does that not happen for videos? I don't know. But like community posts, it does. So you should ask people if they like Bluey or not. Because it's Wackaday, no school today, do. Wide awake. That's another one. Sorry, everyone. Most of you won't get that reference. We're talking 80s. But like, yeah, Timmy Mallet. Timmy Mallet actually came to the Isle of Man. He was here earlier this year, cycling around. Pretty cool. So there were only 3 channels when I was a kid. There we are. I mean, a lot of like, maybe we had more innocence back then. Maybe that's the thing. There definitely was certainly kind of more innocence in a way with culture, perhaps. But yeah, he does. He paints, does all sorts of stuff. Ellen, I'm super impressed with him. I think he's got a brother with learning disabilities. I think. I'm not sure, or Downs maybe. I don't know. I know he has a disabled brother. I think it's a brother. Could be cousin. Oh, sorry. I think it's brother. Oh. Hello, Saber. Amazing. Whisper theme tune. It's a fun vocal stem. I have never seen Les Miserables. Les Miserables. Animaniacs, yep. Hey Arnold, Funhouse, oh, Funhouse. Yes, the Funhouse theme tune is still an earworm I get from day to day. It happens. We didn't have a TV for much in my childhood. That is either a very good or a very bad thing. I'm leaning on the very good thing, to be honest with you. Tis was, yeah, I remember that too, and Swap Shop. I mean, the F also stands for 50, so... Labyrinth is pretty good. I have to watch Labyrinth again. If anyone hasn't seen Labyrinth, you have to watch Labyrinth. I think Labyrinth is so autistic friendly, except for the horse in Labyrinth. There was a lot of gunge on children's TV in the 90s. Yeah, there was. They used to make, well, I think it was cool because we made it as a school as well, because it was, gunge was just a thing. I don't know why we all talked about it or what it was. I've never heard it since. But basically it's like corn flour and water, isn't it? And food coloring makes this like gloop. It was poured over people and things. Oh, I remember that. Ghostbusters, the OG. Dan Aykroyd is autistic, FYI. He's one of us. The Tomorrow People. I remember that one. Wow. This stream has suddenly become Nostalgia Central. All the nostalgia. What was that other one? Next to Tomorrow People. There was an Australian one, like the Twilight Zone. If you ever felt like this and strange things happen, are you going round the twist? Was it called Round the Twist or something? There was this really, really weird Australian one. That played as well. That was a there you go. Danger Mouse. Definitely. Would be cool to interview Dan. Layla P, who are we talking about? Dan as in the Aspie world. The Aspie world. Penfold. Round the Twist, that was it. Round the Twist. Oh, the Crystal Maze. Yes, I loved the Crystal Maze so much. So much. That actually was a video game as well. There was a very early Crystal Maze video game on the Acorn Archimedes. Yeah, it was. I wanted it so bad. The only way I can experience it now is by watching YouTube videos of it, which I probably will later, to be honest, after this stream. The adventure game. Oh. Round the Swiss theme song, Australia. Yeah. I'm sorry, everyone who's slightly younger now, because like we're all... There's a Crystal Maze experience in London people can sign up to now. I would love to do that, but I don't want to do it with like other people around and stuff. Like we need to get a group together. We need like an Autistic Cats team and we can go and do Crystal Maze. Think about it. We've got so much like... I was gonna say we've got so much like mental ability, because mental is the name of one of the things, like an intelligence test. But actually, I was in my head said dyspraxia. We've got so much dyspraxia. So yes, we have. Could you imagine? Oh, could you imagine? America's had to hunt down some of these British shows. Shoykla, and yeah, some of them aren't British. Some of them are just, like Round the Twist, the Australian one. Demon Headmaster, yeah, I remember Demon Headmaster. It was great. It was brilliant. What about Nightmare? Did anyone watch Nightmare? The original Nightmare? It was like the first kind of like, I don't know, like reality, like a CGI dungeon that Dungeoneers would go through with like a helmet on. And season 1 like all of the kids died. Like no one. There's like 3 levels of this dungeon, and everyone died. I don't think anyone got to level 3 either. Could you imagine that hosting like a game show for kids, and then they all die, and like none of them? That's a hard one to pitch. Now there was a girl in my class that actually was on season 2 of Nightmare. She died. She fell into a ravine, but she was from my school. So yeah, that was quite cool. Red Dwarf is amazing. I have met Crichton, Robert Llewellyn. Do you remember The Simpsons? It's still going, I think. My team work tried to go and do the Crystal Maze as a team building thing. Boss wouldn't sign off, thankfully. I did threaten to go first, fail on purpose, and get locked in for the rest of the session and read my book. The next session of Squid Game is coming late in December. I like Squid Game, but I found it quite stressful to watch. Oh, the reality Squid Game was fucking awful. I think one of the contestants, well, he had autistic traits, very clear autistic traits. There's a video on my channel where I react to the Squid Game. I actually made quite a good video, I think, but no one watched it because it got properly suppressed by Netflix. It got claimed by them. And by the time I argued that the fair use and my usage of their content, and it was released, yeah, no one saw the video. Self-identified autist. There are 80 watching and only 25 thumbs up. If that's the case, smash that like button like it's made of puzzle pieces. Please. It does matter for the algorithm as far as the algorithm is concerned. Which sounds nuts, right? Like, but yeah. I do have it's sort of like a hidden agenda goal. Let me tell you what it is so it's not hidden anymore. That hidden agenda goal is to grow the channel to be bigger than the Autism Speaks YouTube channel. That's all. That's all. I'm going to host a party when that happens. I think you already know that because I did mention it in a video. And do you know what? I'm not picking on Autism Speaks like for bad reasons. They spend less than 1%. Not of their last accounts. Oh, I'm watching them, by the way, when their bloody accounts get released and their annual statements, because the last set of accounts, 0.6% was spent on what could only be described as families. And they funded something like 13 researchers. And combine those two figures together, you ain't got very much money. Fraction. Meanwhile, they have an executive team that earn a lot of money. They have an executive team. I'm not saying they live in houses with heat. I'm not doing the jealousy thing, but like, we're talking like houses with heated pools. You know, pools are heated with autism money. You know what I'm saying? And like, there is a finite thing. So as an ex-charity trustee, I can tell you, as an ex-charity trustee, that it is true that essentially charities compete with each other because there is basically a spend. There is like an annual spend, like a total amount of money that people will donate or leave legacies. It can be predicted. It is a genuine. Oh, sorry, I have to charge my watch. My watch has got 10% power left. Yeah, so there is this annual spend, and when one charity gets more, other charities will invariably get less. It just is what it is. It's just economics. I don't claim to understand it, but it basically is competition. So Autism Speaks gobbling up $46 million a year is money that isn't actually going to help anyone. Not because they're not doing it, but because they've taken it and spent it on themselves. So there's that. That's basically the issue. Mine is 13%. You do, but I can charge. I have a cable in here to charge my Apple Watch, and I can take it off. My Apple Watch Series 7. Look. My Apple Watch Series 7, and I can put it in like this, and I can do this. There you go. Now it's charging. I'll beat you soon. Spider Pig. My mum accidentally donated to Autism Speaks because in the UK, Harriet, because her friend asked it and neither of them know any better? Fuck, they do now. Good. I'm proud of you. And like, Medicine Sans Frontières, Doctors Without Borders, amazing charity. UNICEF, fantastic. Compare, contrast their accounts with Autism Speaks, which now has a very good Charity Navigator score, basically a due diligence score. What the fuck? Why would you put $1 over there than over here? Just because they now promise that they're going to be a bit less stigmatizing and they're going to acknowledge, yeah, we know autism isn't just children. You know. I've never heard of a British person donating to Autism Speaks. That was all I was going to say. That was all I was going to say. They haven't like properly set up over here yet. Like, I'm sure they're gonna at some point. Tier rank charities according to their spending. Fred Alight. That is a banger video. Thank you very much. I will do that. But it can't be non-autism charities because there's not really that many of them that are quite prominent. But yeah, let's do it. I think that's fantastic. I love that idea. In fact, not only do I love it, I'm going to put it in my list right now. Because I don't have my app open, my Notion, I'm going to just type it into Google. Tier ranking charities. Autism charities. Sorry, I'm spelling it wrong. I'm a mess. And yeah, we can tier rank them by representation. We can tier rank them by spend. We can tier rank them by a few different factors. Jansen, that autistic woman that they hired, is speaking at an event with Paul Mikolaev, which Paul should do all right, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, he's up against some, I don't even say against, but he's on a list with some, well, like I say, the women that they hired, Autism Speaks, to try and turn them around. But no, they're terrible. And the solution is quite straightforward. They have to change their funding priorities away from neurotypical people to autistic people. Jansen, yeah, 100% gaslighting. I mean, it's like a bloody. I don't like doing this. I'm going to do it anyway. You can imagine like somebody dressed up in like a Nazi uniform with a ukulele. That's the vibe I'm getting. That's the vibe. Why don't you campaign to shut down the Judge Rottenberg Center? Or to fund supports for autistic people, for work, for not work, just fund some assessments, right? Just whatever. Just less gala, more supporting. I'm really sorry. Yeah, I mean, I haven't responded to it. Meg did a response to it, which I thought was extremely good. I don't really have anything extra to add. The Autism Speaks rebrand is terrible. Remake the I Am Autism video. Yeah, definitely. Anyone's up for helping. That could be a long-term project. It can't just be me. So yeah, I mean, it's not yeah, I'm up for that, Toffel. Think autistic people ought to be doing the assessments? Yeah, sure, totally. I mean, there aren't enough autistic people to do all of the assessments, so we need some non-autistic people too. But yeah, totally. I mean, the place I used had some autistic psychiatrists as well. You could dress them into different voices, fine. Sure. I think it'd be fun to do an actual like point by point response. Actually, do the video. I think it'd be great. I am autism, said by a bunch of people that are humans. Like, it could be fun. I mean, these are the sorts of conversations that we might have in our Discord later, because it's kind of not just Tuesday. So we could possibly have a conversation about doing that. Getting a bunch of video clips together from different people, doing different things or not doing different things, or just whatever, just happier. Thank God. But I think an Autism Speaks Rebrand honest video, actually legit, I do genuinely think needs to be wider. Charity called Neurodiversity in Business, led by a guy called Dan Harris, is trying to raise 50k to buy ASE devices for non-speaking autistic people. That's amazing. That's the first I've heard of that. That's fantastic, Harriet. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah. That is amazing. That is, and they can do it, by the way. They can do it. Not only can they do it, but they could actually work on improving AAC devices. Like they could produce their own. They could innovate in that area. Probably get assistant how and into Audiverse. So Megan's Thomas. Yeah, sure. But then I don't want it to be YouTubers. Like, I think it should literally just be just normal people. Like, just. But it was non-speaking as well, and also learn difficulties would be good to see too, for representation. And yeah, totally. This sort of stuff takes time. I'm going to start winding down for bed. Thanks, company, Mike, and everybody. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for being here. And thank you for your contributions and everything. Autism Speaks Rebrand plan, remove their 501 status. Yeah. Someone asked me ages ago what I think would be a good enough sort of like forgiveness plan, a redemption arc for Autism Speaks. And it would be to break their board down and have it run by autistic people. I do legitimately mean that. I mean, all autistic people. And I don't care if you are a Wells Fargo managing director and you would bring a lot of corporate awareness to the cause. Fuck off. Just autistic people. I would also change the funding priorities accordingly. But I wouldn't be the one to make that decision. I'm not God. But what I would change is an autistic-led thing. The rest of it would just follow. You set the culture and everything else will follow. And their culture is wrong. The culture is literally just corporate America. If you look through the bios of their bosses, it's just corporate America. Holy shit. It's just S&P 500. That's where they recruit. And it's just, and it's advertising for themselves. It's fucking insane. Could you imagine a charity raising awareness for like one of the cancer charities or one of any charity you imagine, and then just doing like fuck all for that group, just hosting galas for yourself, like posh events, like, could you, like the Met Gala, like just hosting that sort of thing? They do like a few of them a year. Hosting those, like for example, like a blindness benefit. So folks that are blind, and then like all you do is you spend like less than 1% on glasses, and help 10 families a year, and pocket like $50 million. like what the fuck? Like I genuinely don't believe people are talking about it enough. Like like when we have like big documentarians making the big documentaries, you know, they just need to go look and just look at the accounts. Like I am not suggesting for a second that they've cooked the books and then it's fake. The numbers are fake. But like, this is as good as it can get. Like if everything is legit, it's shit. If it's fake, it's worse, because that would be them going, oh, actually, guys, we spent 0.1% on autistic people. We should increase it to 0.6 at least. Can we find 0.5% somewhere in our treasury? Yes, sir, we can. We can reallocate this cost bucket to this one. Oh, that cost center looks a bit better than that one. Let's move it. You bet these conversations happen because it's just an organization. It's just the way it is. And that's like as good as they can make it look. So like if it is wrong, if it's bollocks, it's voicing voices of science. Yeah, Phil, 100%. They run these really posh galas. I mean, holy shit, have you seen them? If you haven't, go look on the internet. Go look, it's amazing. Celebrity chefs, all tuxedos, celebrities, A-listers, you name it. It's really, really high end, like, you know, movers and shakers of the world type of thing. They're all bollocks. They're just going for a fancy lunch and, I don't know. I have no idea what people get out of it. A fancy shag? Yeah, Helen, it needs to be like, in the Constitution, 50%. 50% of donations and reserves is directly spent on, and explicit, it needs to be explicit. 50% every year must be spent on, even if they're giving the money away. And if you want their money, by the way, if you want a grant, you go to their fucking web form. Have you seen it? It looks like it's from the 1990s. It's like you open that any web browser you want, and they've got this really shit little web form where the text boxes aren't even big enough to type in what you want to. It's a shit little web form. Muscular Dystrophy Association. Yeah, well, I've never heard of them, but yeah, I can. That saddens me that exists. That's really shit. Especially, dare I say, for a disability that I'm not saying can be ameliorated. You guys know me better than that. But like, you can buy stuff for people with muscular dystrophy that go a long way to improving the quality of life. Like right now. Go spend the money. You can get it for them. So if anyone was wondering if I'm being unfair or, you know, I've had a few very lovely people say, hey, Mike, you're opening yourself up for like a legal case or whatever. It's like, what? Everything I've said is recorded. It's on the internet. And I believe I'm very clear. I spent the money on the nice microphone, etc. You know what I mean? I'm very clear. For the avoidance of doubt. They're damned by their own words. They don't need mine. But I'm happy to add an additional fuck you. Because it's so awful. It's so awful. Just worked in charity governance for 8 years. Now I'm in your experience system. Yeah, me too. A little bit less than you. But yeah, I've been involved with cats protection and an SPCA as well. And I put all of my attention into it. It was, I was so passionate about it. Can you imagine? I'm not YouTubing. I'm just animal rescuing. Can you imagine what that would look like? Max autism thingy. Hello, Maurice in Salem. That's good, Layla. I'm glad. I'm kind of impressed that you're on a live stream and also looking after yourself at the same time and like accessing services. Like bless you. Don't feel like you need to. Like don't ever feel it's an obligation. You've heard all this before. I'm glad you're okay. But yeah, muscular dystrophy is really difficult to optional virtual hug to anyone who wants one, says Toffel. Damn straight. There you go. Can I take it with legal trouble? Yeah, exactly. But like everything I'm saying is 100%. You guys did it. Less than 1%, hey? They would argue, by the way, that they actually spend an awful lot more and make a bigger difference. There are things that they're doing. That are not what they call family services. They spend a lot of money on research. Okay. They created a sort of like checkbox exercise to diagnose autism, like really young, like identify it, like indicate it. But on the flip side, I contacted Autism Speaks with a fake name and email address, and they sent me stuff, including a 100-day program for my autistic child. And It's not all bad, but holy shit. Early mental, what sort of research? Yeah, well, it's not going to help you. Just leave it there. It's not meant for you. That's the problem, right? Like there's a meme that the autistic community doesn't like research, doesn't want research into autism. Not true. The autism community definitely wants research into autism. Just not. Yeah, research priorities. But those would be set by an autistic board. Yeah. There we go. I'm really sorry, everyone. I wish I could plug myself into a USB-C outlet, but that's like more research, less possibilities. Yeah, just less branding. Like, don't push branding elements. Like, we don't need to have all of this stuff. I've never heard of the AACA. Oh, hang on a second. Reserve power. Let me just bring up some reserve power and tell you something. Reserve power. There's the ABA sort of governing body, which I have touched on previously, has had a few autistic content creators work with them. And I don't know how I feel about that. And I just thought I'd let you know. There you go. Don't do the socket thing, Mike. Definitely don't do the socket thing. Socket thing is bad. Don't play with sockets. But yeah, there's so many organizations. I don't know about the AACA, but it sounds bad. Academy for the Advancement of Children with Autism sounds bad. Okay? It just sounds bad. They could be lovely. They could be wonderful. I don't know. I do not know. Hell, I'm saying I'm going to plug myself into a socket to get a bit more energy. But I don't know. I don't know. Check out their website. Let me know what you find out. Feel free to do some research. I can look them up. I've not come across them. What I can tell you is this. There isn't an organization without some checkered history. Even the National Autistic Society, which I think is quite good, has got problems or has had problems in the past. Nothing like Autism Speaks, God no. In fact, the National Autistic Society dropped the puzzle piece and the crying child, and Autism Speaks went, well, we'll have that, and picked it up. I have a charge cable, can't locate your socket. I'm crossing my legs right now. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is when I've looked at autism charities or any organizations involved with autism, they are nearly all bad. I'm not casting any aspersions. I'm not saying anything about the AACA. I don't know. But it's not nice out there. You know, I could put together a mind map now showing all of the bad organizations and how they're all tied together. Like, that's the point that we're at. Like, we're at tinfoil point where the wall behind me just has organizational logos and pins and string, bits of string tying them all together. That's how it feels. It's bonkers. It's all US based. I'm sorry. This is no aspersions on my lovely American friends, but I'm trying to say, America's a very big place, right? And there's a lot of these organizations popping up, all interconnected with each other. And it's all really, really bad. A mind map of the autistic axis of evil, basically, Phil. Yeah. But here's another thing. There's so much of it, and there's so many people involved. I dare say there's so many people, they're all the same faces, actually. It would make me look like a nutter to show what that looks like, because there's so much of it. It would literally look like serial killer house. And that makes me sad, because Autism Speaks is not part of all this other stuff. Well, not that I can see, but it is part of the culture that allows that stuff to thrive. It is the warm, hairy armpit that lets the bacteria grow. in my opinion. Was there anything else? Sorry. Oh, when I make one of my terrible similes, people leave. People leave the stream. This almost reminds me of that time we did the inverted body scan thing. That was fun. I enjoyed that. Thank you all very much. Puzzle piece to blue infinity symbol, but they have very little information about these methods or programs. Yeah. Helen, you are literally cleaning up Hydra's offspring's poo. I don't think anything could put you off at this point. These things convert food to a mess. That's what they do. They are just bioprocessing machines. Sorry, everyone. Okay, I'm going to head on over to our Discord for a short period. It will be shorter from me. But Hydra's offspring poo. We have a metal song for that. Cleaning up Hydra's offspring poo. That's amazing. Where are you doing, Anna? Where are you going? Okay. I'll see some of you in here in a bit. I'll see some of you in the after party on Discord. I'll see some of you on Discord soon. And we'll fire up a couple of Jackbox games, and I'll catch you all later. Thank you all for turning up. Bye. Take care. I'll see you soon. YouTube videos as well. See you later.